Did you cry when I found you in the night? Staying up till 5 AM, told me you and him were friends. Woke up in a burning home, blame myself, I should have known. There's still no place, sealed our fate, buried in the catacombs. Setting fire to the life we made, such a fucking waste of time. Said you love me till my heart decays, guess my darling changed her mind. And talks my heart online. Too afraid to find that you changed your mind from sleepless nights. Was I part of your design? Push me till I broke alone. No one heard my heart explode. It's a suicide dive, just knew when you die and question everything you know. Setting fire to the life we made, such a fucking waste of time. Said you love me till my heart decays, guess my darling changed her mind. And talks my heart online. Darks my heart online.
Some days there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Some days I'm not myself, there's no one I can turn to. All the feelings that we shared are in the past. Your relationships are never meant to last.
Almost forgot to turn on the mic. How y'all doing? Welcome back. Hope you guys are having a good one. Yesterday, we had ourselves a hell of a duels over on the EU. Today, we're going to try to see if we can get some games done in NA. A little bit of a different start, man. Normally, we've been, or at least for EU, I started the streams a little early, and I thought maybe it'll be good for NA to do it. And we did it for a good bit, but I feel like last few weeks, every time we start duels in NA, we gotta take about an hour to like get the groups up and running, and then we actually play in the last hour. So I decided, what if we go back to the original time that we usually do? Because NA is, you know, not EU. Time differences and time zones are a little different. So we'll see how today goes. You know what I mean? We'll see how today goes. How y'all doing though? Welcome back. Hope boys are having a good one. As I get started, it's gonna take me a second here though. Let me get the music at the very least. And lower it before I end up blasting your guys' ears out I don't need to be doing that. Did you see them class changes though, dude? They're good. They look good. Actually good looking ones. We got what? I even have like a notes of like specs and you just go over again once the new stuff hits. Holy Priest got some major buffs. I'm wondering if there'll be like a meta pick after this. Because it's a big buffs, dude. There's a lot of excitement for that one specifically. Marksman Hunter as Dark Ranger maybe. Survival Augmentation could be back. Some people are saying that, yeah, with that augment buff, maybe they may actually be in play again. I'm hoping not, personally. Don't get me wrong, like if you like AUG, you like AUG. Don't let me rain on your parade. Have fun with it. What's up, Code? I know my man. Hope you know my guy. You ready, my man? You ready, my dude? We gotta get groups up and running right now. We'll try to see if we can scrape something together real quick. And then I'll go through my B-net, get some homies in and all that. But groups are up. If y'all want to join in, more than welcome to, boys. Let me also do the copy paste of how to join the groups. If y'all want to join in, anybody and everybody's welcome, by the way. Let me also shrink the UI a little. But yeah, what does it talk about? Sorry, look, I know, man. Yo, you want to get in here, my guy? Yo, get in here, dude. We got groups. First group getting formed right now. We're listed under Molten Core, Raids Legacy, for the cross-faction goodness. Demon got buff for no reason, like 3%. Yeah, 3%, man. Wow, what a buff. Yeah, but besides that, though, I am wondering if survival will be kind of good now. Hopefully. Because they're fixing a bunch of stuff and they're improving that whole pack leader, so maybe that'll be good. Logging in, nice. Holy Pally also got buffed up. Mistweaver got nerfed in damage, but they get a little more healing for damage conversion. I think it's shouldn't change the healing numbers, but their raw damage numbers will go down a bit. That is unfortunate, but 25% less damage is a lot of nerf. That is a big nerf. That is sizable. I don't know how they're gonna feel about that one. And there's also PvP changes too. I was hoping they'd do more for Death Knights, dude. Those are ban my account? No, JC, why? What'd you do? Hold on, fess up. What happened? What'd you do? Fess up right now. There's a what'd you do? Hey, those Steven in Chicago in here. There's some cuss words, they're so sensitive. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, if I have some choice words, I just like, I don't write it to people. I don't think it's a good idea, right? I feel like motion skin get high, right? Tension skin get high, and you just want to be like, I don't know, if you just want to sit on your computer and be muttering like, son of a bitch, right? Oh my god, this hunter is a bonobo, right? I think nobody's gonna complain. The problem is when you start calling people in DMs, oh well, that like I feel like it's perfectly fine to express yourself. Just like you can let out the frustrations without like assaulting people in the DMs. I don't know what was said. I'm assuming it was bad, and then it's like, well, it said bad stuff. So there you go, my guy. I had no idea. Nothing to lose. Now I have a lot to share with them. What? What do you mean? Yo, crashing out over PV. What is it? Over BG Blizz, dude? That's pretty. Hold on a second. Are you one of those guys? Because if that's the case, I'm a judge. I'm a judge. Shout out the monitor way easier. Yeah, do something like that. Talking in the game is a mistake. I feel like if you want to tell somebody like, look, there was a paladin that was frustrated with me in the BG Blitz. He just was telling me like, hey, please just play defense. Please just, God forbid, please God, play defense. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll play defense. Please go on the offense. Okay, I'll go offense now. That's all he needed to. I get it. The guy was super frustrated. He was stepping in all caps. But I'm like, okay, I get it. Super frustrated. But like crashing out over PvP and WoW, don't do that. Don't do that. Just started playing Classic Anniversary. How you liking it? I was always a Doomer Retail Andy. Having much fun playing, collecting everything before TBC and everything. Is Anniversary? Oh wait, no, Anniversary is doing TBC eventually, right? Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, it's cool that they get the vanilla servers up and running. That's pretty neat, yeah. That's pretty cool. So Chicago didn't say anything. What else do I get in here? Dark Messiah hasn't messaged me back at all. I don't think we'll get a message back from that man ever. Collaptor's on, but he's a PvE guy. Does Landis join this? I literally said etiquette who this is. Lemoons is on? Wait, Lemoons is back? Holy Lemoons! Mario? Oh, let's see if Azon wants to join in. Hey, Azon, wanna join Duels? Question mark? I'll start gathering homies. I'll start writing, man. Don't message too much. Literally, you have a note that says don't message. Holy. Hold on. I feel like I should start clearing up my presence a little bit. Hey, wanna join Duels? Question mark. Let me know when I can invite. Getting groups together now. You wanna join WAP by chance? That's some mid-air choices. Oh, what do you play to? Hold on a second. What are you swapping to? What are you swapping to, my man? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Is that Sword of Dark? Isn't that Isn't that, hold on. No, there's a different guy. Lightblade, I think it was Lightblade. Sword of Dark is somebody else completely. I was thinking it was the what's his name? Vermilius? Yeah, Vermilius. I don't even, everybody has different names, man. Keep it up with names, man. I'm not good at it at all. Hey, Sword, wanna join Duels? I don't remember who Sword joins Duels ever. I don't remember. Loco, is that you? You got an invite guy? You want to invite? Playing Void Elf Male. Really? Okay. Yeah, they basically got like straight up emo haircuts and stuff, man. Hey, Merlin. Hey, Merlin. Want to join Duels? Question mark? Hey, Vamp. Duels NA? Question mark? I'll ask Vamp because he joins these sometimes here and there. And I'm still waiting for Chicago to hit me back up. Because if we get Chicago in, that'd be huge. I'm not seeing... Who am I not seeing on here earlier? I was looking for... I had a name in mind. I forget now. Just Jaggernaut when I joined? I'm pretty sure that guy PvP's a little bit here and there. I don't think he's ever joined Duels, though. I had that man on my BNet list for, like, ever now. Yeah. I really need to clear out my friends list, though. Send me an invite. I'm ready. Alright, my man. We'll get you into this group. We are still trying to see if we can throw something together. Let me also pull up, because I'm having a hard time remembering who I messaged, who I didn't message. Merlin, sure, just wrap it up real quick. Okay. Sounds good, my man. No worries. Okay. Okay, now I can see the chat. It's a lot easier because, dude, it's just a lot of people, a lot of tabs. It's really tiny in the corner of my screen. Having the actual like beta chat on the side helps a bit. So some DK pants for transmog from LFR after rolling in one of my tier slot needed for set. No way, dude. DK, I got scheduled. Okay, friend. Sword said maybe? Big maybe. I don't think I messaged Rosie, right? Yo, hey, wanna, oh no, I did message Rosie. Never mind, I was about to spam Rosie. I don't want to read that. I'll see if Speed is down to join in. He's in Liberation of Undermind right now. So we'll try to see if we can form a group, and when I have the last few bodies that I need, I'll probably hit him up and be like, yo, what in? I don't play my guy. You wanna get in here, my man? You wanna get in here, my dude? Blue Dragon is another guy that said before they'd be like, yo, I'm down. And now I have it listed as PvE boy. I don't remember if he was. Because he messaged me and was like, yo, next time you do Duels, get me in on that. And I believe I messaged him and he was like, oh wait, no, I'm a PvE guy. So unless it was another guy named Dragon. Duel, what's up, Chris? Hey, my man. Trying to see if we put some groups together. 5 mil DPS before imploding is very nice. Wait, 5 mil before imploding? That seems really good. As a demo. And they're busy having lives? True, maybe. Maybe. But yeah. I'll transmog them good use. Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it. Go for it. Oh, I actually did get tier fully functional and online to my rogue. I mean, I guess a raid, but like I just needed a couple of items to convert into like conquest pieces, and I didn't realize the weapons were free. with a token. I didn't realize I would just get my swords free. So I was trying to budget like, okay, I need like 1,800 conquests, 1,800 just for the weapons. And I was like, wait, they're free. Okay. How do I spend my conquests? I was just trying to figure out like, what do I want? Well, I'll get a neck because I can actually use that for PvE content because there's no good Versa heavy with haste necks. And that would summon 20k DPS, which is not a lot, but crazy good compared to all the other necks available until I can craft one. So I thought that will hold me off for a good bit, and then I'll just craft all the other pieces, and then I'll make a neck eventually. But 5,000 Versa is a huge amount of Versa, so I thought it's good now. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I can use that lacquer or whatever it's called to just like upgrade my items to have PvP quality, like scaling to it. And if I do it for this item, and then I do it for this item, and then if I do, okay, well, I have a force now that's functional in PvP. That's pretty cool. So that's been pretty nice actually, and it's a huge boost to stamina. I don't think I have a lot of Versa, but it's a good boost to just overall stam. I kind of like it. It's a new item they added for this season, but it actually like it allows you to like do PvE content and then get tier pieces and then just convert them into PvP items without. It basically saves you a catalyst charge. Right, it basically saves your catalyst charge in a way. That's kind of huge on that. I like that. Alrighty, let's see who else could I pester. Who else could I get in here? None given. I think I asked him last week. Are you getting a tank? Try to get some groups together. Merlin said he'll be down, so then we'll still need a couple more bodies. Hey, Duels today? Let's see if Sivrak down to join in. Because you got Conan, Batman, I don't really know him. I just, this is why I'm like, I really should clear out my BNet list, because I just have the note says, Subrogue Asapt in Arenas. And I have him added. I just don't, like, I don't talk to this guy at all. And you can only have so many people in your BNet list in general. And I'm just like, okay, well, because it used to be, what do you see? Because it used to be, what is it? EU and NA were separate. I just crashed. Yeah, it looks like, did everybody crash? Uh-oh. Did everybody crash or was it just me? And WAP. Hold on. Something happened. I think something definitely happened on NA. Let's go group. Yeah. Cool. We're back, at least for now. I don't know what's going on. I wouldn't be surprised if like NA runs are still all kinds of wacky. You know what I mean? I crashed too. Okay. So, holy. My BNet list is empty. Hold on, I'll give it a second. Let it populate. Some people crashed? Yeah, that's weird. Must have been an NA thing, right? Probably. Maybe. It's so good. Did all just crash here? Gingy EMP did bits? Dude, for real. The Gingy EMP strikes again. I swear, man. I swear to God. I'm just trying to get some groups together for duels, man. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is happening? I remember last week too, we were talking about it. Wasn't some weird stuff happening on NA as well? Wasn't some stuff happening on NA as well last week too? Or was it the week before that? I don't even remember, man. I just remember this happened kind of recently. I think it was last week. Is that gonna be our stream? Just like trying to get back into the game? DDoS? Yeah, it was a DDoS, wasn't it? What is happening? Like the world first race is over. So, or maybe this is like retribution because Liquid won. So then it's like, oh, it's the weekend. Let's shut this thing down. I have 1,000 ping. Yeah, something's happening with Blizzman. Hi, my guy. What's up, Alex? Still trying to log in. Yeah, I'm trying to. Okay, so it took everybody else offline. All right. NA realm. Something's happening. Oh. Oh, man. Alrighty, boys. Time to implore patience. Blizzard, what's going on, man? I know, man. I know. I'll pull up BNet, see if they have anything. All they have was a notification that they'll be performing maintenance Tuesday, March 25th, which is not unusual. That's just normal maintenance stuff. Patience is not a virtue. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, because it doesn't come easily. Anything that doesn't come easily does become a virtue. She just disconnected. Let me say, I can't do damage with my outlaw. I don't know what to do more. I am about to re-roll. Out of outlaw to like assassination? Out of outlaw to sub? Or out of a rogue to another class? I mean, if you want to re-roll, man, sure. What are you struggling with the most? Is it adrenaline rush uptime, roll the bone stuff? Are you playing the new build for the ambush stuff? Because that's a lot easier to play. Playing the ambush build, we made a guide on it recently. I'll check it out if you had tier set. Pretty good. I'm lagging as well. I try to exit the game and it's not happening. You can't even exit, dude. You're stuck. You're trapped. You can't even close the game. I'm in kinda. I'm trying to see if you can load back in. Yeah. Dude, what a time to be alive. What a time to get some groups going for duels on NA, right? I'm out here just like, yo, let's try to see if we can put some games together. And already we're starting off a little slow. But now it's like, now the servers are just absolutely in the gutter. I was thinking today, like, man, I'm so tired. I have been tired for the last couple of days. I thought, like, maybe I should take a break one of these weekends. I was like, should I take a break on the duels day? Nah, I'll go hang out with the boys. Maybe they should have been my break day. Kind of down with my outlaw. Wait, what? Thinking about Demon Hunter, I'm kind of down with my outlaw. Yeah, if you want to, man, sometimes like, hey, sometimes like maybe you're just not feeling the class anymore. Maybe it's time to switch up, try something new. And I think it's a good time to, like, you know, whenever you're like struggling with a class that you're not even really enjoying that much, it's just, you're not going to get anywhere. So like, if you're just like, you know what, I kind of fell out of love with the spec. I get it. I've been there. I think it's might be a good idea to play something different. We'll try to see if we can keep ourselves listed. How bad is this? Oh, well, it is high MS. It is 6,800 world. 3,500 people want on home. Although when I press my abilities, it doesn't actually have a lag. Yeah, I'm not feeling a delay. Or like a really, really bad one. Yeah. So it looks like it's spiked, and it might come down, and it's just like just a number thing. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll give you guys a second to go back in. Yes. Day of BDO. That's a good day on BDO. I mean, then you're playing BDO though. I mean, is there ever a good day when you play BDO? That's where I'm like, if a buddy of mine starts to play BDO, I'm like, wait, are you okay? Holy, that's a call for help. That game, bro. Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll gear. You okay? Is everything good? BDO? That's a cry for help. It is. It really is. I'm hoping that I'll get crashed out again. Booz, leave us alone. I know, right? Booz, let us play, man. Let us play. Let us get some games in. Well, we'll give it a second for everybody to get back in, and I'll do my search for more bodies here in a second. 600 MS? Yeah, but like, press your abilities. Like, is it actually giving you lag? Is there an actual like noticeable delay for your stuff? Or like when you press stuff, it activates more or less how you would like expect it. Because if it's pressing, it might just be like because like it says like super high MS for me, but like when I'm pressing my abilities, like everything goes off exactly as I press it. Like it's instantaneous reaction time. So it might just be like a weird number over 6,000, over 9,000. I was getting pretty close to over 9,000 for like my world MS for a bit there, wasn't it? Like 6,000 by 3,000 or something. That was bad. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. So for me, it's a more of a cosmetic thing more than anything. For you guys, it might be a little bit different. They over the DDoS? Well, seriously. Hopefully none of you were mid-game for that. PTR better? I have no idea. PTR has been super buggy for me too, by the way. I don't know if any of you have been on PTR, but PTR has been... Bro, I actually, for a good bit, had to let PTR crash in order for it to play. It was abysmal. I had to drop all the settings down super, super low. And then the game, like, every time it went to loading screen, it had to crash and then fix itself. The game hard crashed like 6 times in a row as I'm just trying to play the Deadly Duels new event thing on PTR. Like, the game crashes, it sends a crash report, and it comes back online, like, while it's crashing. So it's like, it like autocorrects itself somehow. What? Never mind. I thought Art wasn't one to join in. I was about to take him. Okay, so we just need like one more body here, and then we need to make a second group. If possible. Also be able to invite, man. I think I have all my beaner friends on here still. So let's send in one more body here, and then we'll get a second group up and running. Not to crash again. Oh, you guys, I read your message of not to crash again. I was like, wait, you guys, and here we are. Okay. This might be just our life dev chat. NA. NA. What is happening? Blizzard! What are you guys doing? Shut it down! Oh really? I didn't wait. Yeah, I was like, oh really? Here we are. Zachary, you in Canada doing fine? Maybe in US? Might be US thing, yeah. Might be certain realms of NA. Might not be everybody. It could be the realm you run, or it could be a region. I am not exactly sure. Not like I'm an expert in these kind of things. It's just started happening. I have no clue. Not an A in the lights out. Not an A in the lights out. Yeah. Okay, parts of NA. Or maybe just certain realms. Maybe it depends on the realm you play on. Who knows, right? Guess I would tell them. Dude, should wait after the duels for real, dude. For real. I'm gonna Scylla? Is it Scylla? Scylla? I have no idea. Yeah, it could be a realm thing. Usually it's a realm thing. But I'm wondering why certain realms are crashing them. I mean, I'm not lagging anymore. Pog, did it fix it? So it's more popular back when it wasn't that popular? Okay, it's more popular back then it wasn't that popular. Got it. Latin servers are having the same issues as the Latin servers in USA anyway. Maybe regional. Hey, it could be regional. Could be regional. No idea. No idea. Because I'm on Illidan, and that's like a central realm in the time zone. It's not an East Coast realm, it's a central time zone realm. So it's located somewhere in the central time zone area. I generally have a really good connection to it, but maybe it's like certain pockets are just down. A little bit of lag. Yeah. Yeah, my ping is coming down. Yeah. Yeah, ping is going to be coming down, but I expect realms to be kind of janky. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Blizzard is definitely having some troubles on their end. Expect things to be janky for a good bit right now. For like a little bit. Just expect the chat. I have no idea what's happening. I think most realms are popular or crashing maybe. Could be. Could be. 1K MS, yay. Yeah, imagine trying to play some games with that. That'd be wonderful. Still 250, at least not in thousands. Yeah, for me it was like in thousands, but everything was still like, you could still use abilities. So I don't know if you guys are having like, for me it was more like it was like a fake number. It wasn't giving me the correct number. It like spiked and then that number stayed, but the actual connection was a lot better than that. Even the group is crashing? Yeah. Yeah. Mad DCs on hardcore loads are dying to DC. No! Not on hardcore. Bro, I feel like if you die to a crash on hardcore realms, that should just be refunded. That life should be refunded. Because it's like, it's one thing when you go and overpull or put yourself in a bad spot or die because you were being a dummy. It's another if you're just doing safe pulls in like a cave because you need to do a quest, and then realms are having issues out of nowhere spontaneously, and now your character's dead. Like you were super safe, but now your character's dead because you couldn't kill the thing before it killed you, because you will crash for like a minute or two. Sounds like a DDoS attack. Yeah. So it sounds similar like what they happened last week too. Although last week we were actually able to get some play though, and we weren't having like huge crashes like that. Right? Record Ralph sends the it says this like bot in an attack the realm codes. I haven't seen Record Ralph in a long while. To be honest, I gotta rewatch that. DC'd. Yo, chat, if this is gonna be like abysmal, we gotta give it a solid shot and try to get some games in. But if it's gonna be like straight up abysmal tonight, we'll make a call after giving it a solid go. But we'll see. About I think. Can they just just jail the DDoSers, give them life sentence? It is a crime to DDoS. But yeah, honestly, as somebody who likes my games and likes to be left alone, when there's somebody messing with things that I like, I'm just like, all right, capital punishment, get it out of here. Make it like super punishing where nobody even want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Maybe we should do it as a society. Maybe we should do it. I'm not a lawmaker, but the longer the crashes and DDoSes go on, the more I'm like, yeah, probably should do straight up like super hard punishment in the area. I think it's best to like anyone some X. Yeah, we are trying to get back on though, boys. That group did disconnected. Oh wait, I'm not lead. That's why. Yo, whoever's lead, pass me lead. I don't know who's got it. Send me lead, man, so I can listen back up. So reset next week keeps boys keep fighting. Yeah, dude, they've got a bunch of class changes happening, so reset. But we'll see if they have like some kind of like an alert on this. We'll still try to see if we could put something together. They haven't updated anything on BNet at least. There's no like alert or anything about it. Nice. We're gonna try to see if we can relist again. We gotta keep trying it. Just keep at it. Don't give up. Actually, you know what? I wonder if it's a server thing, or I wonder if it's a world thing. Because if it's an instant, if it's not happening to us while we're instance, if you can scrape a group together real quick for 5v1, get into an instance, even if the world goes down, we might actually still be able to play it because we are in an instance. That has been done before. Sometimes like people are in a raid or people are doing a dungeon and then the world goes down. But like if you're in an instance, you're still good. As long as you don't exit an instance, you're still doing stuff. Actual 1v2 duels? Yeah. Yeah, I feel ya. I feel ya. T-Rex says he'll be down to join in if the servers are functional again. Yeah, so we'll try to see if we can potentially... We'll give this like 5 minutes, see if the servers are stable again, and then we'll try to see if we can fill, yeah? Just getting all DC keys, yeah. People are getting DC and keys? Okay, so it's just like a whole realm thing done. Got it. Got it, yeah. Because sometimes it's just a world thing, and other times it's like a full realm thing. Keep C-Rec away from me till those nerfs come in, bro. Dude, I want to see C-Rec pop off with that mobility before the nerfs, man. I want to see like, hey, this is what they're trying to nerf, man. I want to show that off. What do you mean? Yo, this nerfs look brutal, by the way, man. They're really slowing them down, aren't they? Because that is some huge mobility out of Arcane. Pop a barrier, somebody pops your barrier, you blink, you get invis, you just zoom out of there, get barrier back up really quickly. That is wild. That is wild how good that could be. I love how demonology whole damage spread is just like pets, 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 pets. Love it. I think it's so cool. Overlord, Pet Lord, all those guys do a ton of damage. You can see Rick in here. Yeah. Try to see if we can put one together. They are coming back in soon. But we have one group set. Is this lagging? Are we good? Like all my abilities are like, the reaction time is perfect. Like as soon as I hit it, it's all good. I'm kind of surprised it's kind of functioning, but not really. Conan! Are you hopping back in, my man? Or did they get you boys? I heard. Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll make Psycho lead. I'll make Psycho lead for now though. I'll get second group started. What do we get to lol with this lag? Alrighty, yeah, so let's do that. So this group is here, and you are not DCing, so you might have to be the captain of this ship, at least for a little bit of time, to get some games in. If anything, what we might try to do, this is a continuous ongoing thing, we'll try to see if we can put some groups together, get whatever games we can, and then just like maybe call it early or something. That might be one of those things. Oh, Rosie, get back in here, my man. How you doing, my guy? My dude. All right, I will try to see if I can maybe get you in here. Does Lux want to join? Hey, want to join Duels? I'll see if Lux is down for it. I'll ask anyway. I'll ask. Speed would have been on, but I think he's getting DDoS as well. Rip. Sword? I think I asked him earlier, but he said keys. Pretty sure. Yeah. Look at that. Thank you. Yeah, dude, you got honestly when you play a priest, you have to play a healer, and everybody's just like, oh, everybody always blames the healer, or you just play like, I don't know, Shadow, I guess at that point, and even then you just get ran down. It is wild. Wait, did they fix that you can transfer the currencies again? Jake? Did they change it? You can actually transfer them again? Match people's calls, oh my god, I feel ya, that boy. I feel you, bro. I feel ya. Being a priest, man. There's a lot going on there. Let's see if make sure the fuck up. Where is it right to? Let's see if we get Chicago maybe in for a game or two. Dagger, Danish. Danish is a PvE guy though, I'm pretty sure. I was holy priest, yo. Them holy buffs look good though. And I'm just making one of Smash people's calls in if I was SP. Yeah. You can transfer it? So wait, how did it transfer 189 of those things? Is that in the before the season reset? Is that what happened? That must have been before the season reset, right? Very, very possible. Alright, we need like a couple more bodies here, man. Just a few more for this one. And we hope it should be good. If we get Chicago, that'd be beautiful. PvP. Those if you wanted to join. I'll ask Jaggernath, man. See what he says. 6 oh that lobby, that's true. You better join. Yeah, for real. No, because I mastered 86k on this character. Oh, transferred 86. Huh. Battle.net says they have an use stack. Do they actually have like a proper alert now? Oh yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah, now they actually have a proper alert on it. If not, it's him and me. I'll try to see if I can get him, man. I'll try. I'll ask. Best I can do is run it by him and be like, yo, you're interested? Who is Landis, man? Yesterday I remember like last week I think I asked him and then I wrote to like, I don't know who that is. Pete? Yo, my boy. He's a PvE guy though. I have so many PvE friends on here now, man. It's your Chicago if you in chat. Just so you don't join, it's you and me. Just know you don't join, it's you and me. Hold on a second. Call it out Chicago? Where's Chicago at, man? Where's Chicago at? Should I just he was on for a second. Oh no, he's on right now. Should I just like send him an invite? Just invite him. Just ninja get him in here. Need more notes on them, Dal? I would transfer anything in this lag myself. I wouldn't transfer. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Definitely. Do it. Just send it. All right, I'm just gonna send it, dude. I'm just gonna send an invite. See what happens. Try to see if I can get him in here. Who knows, right? Should I just ask Messiah? Yo, wanna join Duels? Need few more bodies. Oh, Chicago did join. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Does Fuzel? He said healer only, right? I'm throwing waste. He's gotta be just farming mounts or whatever, right? You ask with Fuzels? Lux said you'd be down to join, but DCs and stuff. Yo, wanna... I'll play Smite at the moment. I'm again he plays Smite. Oh wait, no, he's in Taurus. I'm just letting him do this thing. I don't want to be that guy being like, yo, I know you got other plans, but Duels? I don't want to be that guy. Although I should be that guy. Alright, so we need like what? Hockey? Yo, get in here! Hold on, yo, we got one spot if you want in. All right, I'm gonna let Lux know, like, yo, we got one more spot. We can get some games in. Is the other team, Chris, Crow, Psychro, is the other team all good? Are they back online? Is everybody back up and running? A's on the scene is up and running and everything. Yeah, no, we can do a couple of games. If servers are having this bad of a time, we'll just slam like 2, maybe 3 games and just call it. Like if NA realms are just like absolutely in dumpster, we're just gonna get a few and we'll just chill. Honestly, I'm perfectly cool with that, dude. Cause like I can't, like I'm not gonna put myself in the spot where it's just like we're good, awesome. I don't want to sit in here like being frustrated about this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like if there's the DDoS happening, I don't want to be sitting here for like an hour or two just like waiting forever. You know what I mean? I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to be doing that. Okay. You are good, friend. No worries. Just try to get a +1 and we'll get a couple of games and we'll be chilling. Who else do you invite, man? Who else can I get in? Hold on. Hold on, I'll try to see if I can invite you Vermilius. The Rosapins guy can join. Yeah, dude. I mean, Caster Mantle is gonna be fun, dude. Yeah, honestly, with the Shadow Priest getting only 3% nerve, I think they should be pretty good, honestly. Relogged and lag drop. Yeah. Hopefully everything is back up to standard boy type, at least for a second. You know, the BOE Palace shoulders, they do look good, don't they? How much do those go for right now on the AH? How much do people sell those for? What's to invite, man? You know, like a +1, dude. Real quick, one more body, and we're good. Back, hell yeah. Trying to be like, I'm trying to be like a hawk, man. In terms of looking out, see who's on, who's not on. If only like Boris came back on, man, but he's doing stuff IRL, I imagine. Can I just ask this guy? I literally don't know who that is. Oh, yo, Duels. Yo, get in here. Got like. Hell yeah, we got a group. Beautiful. My man came in clutch, dude. Came in absolutely clutch. Rosie, I'll make a lead. Just for a quick few ones, yeah? Alrighty, we need invite spectator match. Rosie. Alright. We're gonna send you guys like what? How many games you can? We'll try to just keep spamming games as fast as possible. If the DDoS, like, I'm hoping to get like 2 games in. We ain't gonna set expectations like super low on the floor. 2 games or so. If you get more, I'll be happy with that. If 2, we'll just call it early, dude. If the NA runs are absolutely just in dumpster today, as they were last week, I'm not gonna sit here for like an hour trying to see if you can barely keep something together with scotch tape and cigarettes. We're just gonna call it. Come back Tuesday, big class tuning that week, and really good to just get back into the swing of things. I got a lot of work I gotta do this week anyway. 100k for blue, 300k for orange, 100k for the red, but I'm poor. 100k doesn't seem that bad for the red if they look good. If they look the way I think they look. Go Twitch. Got ourselves hockey. Oh, dude, hockey about to be. How are these boomkit buffs looking, man? I mean, Sunfire and Moonfire, 30% more damage. The sustain should be pretty good. Wrath, 30% more damage. Fire for Star Surge. Lunar Strikes for Loon, but you probably don't really play Loon for PvP. We got Void here as well. I like that set. Wait, with the tabard and the shoulders and the like the metal collar thing? Wait, that actually looks so good. I actually like that a lot. That looks great. Rosie, we got us in TP, we got us in Chicago, and Hockey's gonna be first up versus Seawork, the man right here, the arcade. About to get nerfed. He's gonna get himself some shields, invis with a blink, got himself lots of mobility. Hold on a second. I really want to see what this arcade mobility is gonna look like, because I don't run into a lot of arcade mages either in solo blitz or in solo shuffles. I feel like they're just like, there's fire mages, I see frost mages, not that many mages this season so far. A lot of marksman hunters though. A lot of marksman hunters. Big touch of the match out of Hockey. Let's see if we try to see if we can close the gap potentially. Hockey has himself Barskin, has himself every defensive trick it out for Seavark really early. Hockey with a bit of a shot melt. And then might need to press something defensive, looking for a big heal. Seavark got himself a shield, potentially give him a lot of mobility. Silas does not lock him out on Arcane. Does get himself an abyss for a second. And he's gonna go for a bit of a reposition behind the pillar. Shifting power, back up and running. Hockey does have a lot of healing. Seavark still holding on to a block, so this potentially could go either way here. Seavark maybe looking to sit down to get himself food. For Hockey, it's possibly a prowl, possibly some stealth. The dots is still on him for a second. Does sit down for food. Trying to recover as much health as possible and just try to see if he can catch Hockey. Stun into immediate blink by Seavark. Got him some missiles, looking to get counter offensive here. Forcing Hockey to play super defensive behind the pillar. Trying to get some cast in. Gonna be a couple of Triads joining in with a Convoke. Does get interrupted, maybe in a bad spot. Barrage is out for Seavark. Got himself a shield. Hockey trying to be very careful not to attack the shield immediately. Looking for a clone. Does not get it. Is going to be a Heart of the Wild. Needs every defensive. Dude, once they unnerve their friends in region for Boomkin, you're just going to be able to get a lot more healing than you do at the moment. Right now, he's barely hanging in, struggling. It does get ruined. Seavark has himself an interrupt in case. If he can catch Seavark mid-cast and interrupt him, that'll be perfect. Does catch him into a kick. Hold on, maybe a block here for Seavark. But Hockey's gonna play super defensive, back behind the pillar, just looking for a bit of a reset. And if you can get that Sunfire Moonfire damage 30%, I mean, the constant sustained damage will probably be really good. Does melt for a second. Try to see if he can be very careful on their approach. Hockey looking for a bit of recovery. For Seavark, he has himself lots of offensive power, has himself an immunity, kind of low on health, trying to be very careful when it comes to, in terms to getting himself a proper go here. He has absorbs. He could use those in order to get himself a bit more damage. Does get himself a shield as the root comes out. Does have a blink to go behind the pillar. This is where Hockey could be an opportunity for him to maybe get something going. Does ultra time in order to get back on top of Hockey. As he's back in the bear form, looking for our friends in regen. Seavark still super low on health. Does not want to give a block, but decided he needs to. There was a bunch of treants over there. Dot damage actually bounces. That is unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. Lots of ability, but I didn't really feel like Arcane. I mean, it had a lot of damage. Don't get me wrong. But I felt like it wasn't really like... Maybe just use like a BG Blitz type environment or like a solo shuffle environment with a bunch of team-based play. Yeah, it is a lot of movement, but I think for Hockey, he definitely held his own. I feel like with the reset, with the budget buffs, that's going to be nice. Does get a knock onto Conan. is looking to get a charge to reconnect, does go for double stun into a bash by Hockey, get himself the procs with the mushrooms, dot damage on top of everything. Convoke is available in case he wants to do it. Searcher is flying out, got himself a bit of a reflect into a charge onto Hockey, but does have power shift to break out of the roots as well into a full spear. Playing for 80% damage, not worth my time. Fair enough, fair enough. Conan got himself mad damage, the big spear. Hockey with a bit of a disarm to follow up there. Does have a lot of potential damage. Stormbolt looking good, actually. Did they change the model? Because I'm pretty sure Conan is not the mountain thing, right? Does go for Convoke while in bear from looking for a heal, but ain't getting one at all. Got himself a melt, but it's just, there's only so much you can do there. That is rough. What's up, Sleepy? I do, my man. Rosie immediately does it, Conan, with a Voider, a couple of DPs. I don't really know what Conan can do in that situation. Does go for a mat heal. Rosie with the Void Elf shift just to deny Conan any kind of healing. And the man's still melting little by little. He's just not in a great spot right now. He does have some new fences coming back online. Some offensive power as well. Shrink is still available. Won't be able to use it because of a human racial. Does go for a stun or a CC onto Rosie with a trick and a fall of fear. Does not have Zerkers to break out of it. Dark Ascension is up. That's going to be a full channel of Void. Does have a charge. Does go for a fade. The Stormbolt does not connect at all. A couple of casts needed and does collapse it all onto Conan. That is a tough one. Not an easy matchup, especially when you use your cooldowns there. And at that point, like, unless you can just wait and play long game for CDs, it is tough. I mean, he was literally down. Even Zerkers wasn't available. So I don't know if he could have played it super safe or super defensive. Especially with the dampening going higher and higher. I think at some point you do need to try to potentially make a play if possible. Another rift is up for Rosie, but Azon is kind of all over the place. It's hard to tell if the rift is even on him. Big damage, Azon, unless you go for something. It does go for immunity, but super low. I don't think you can even remove it with a master spell. It's just immune to magic damage altogether. Rose is still trying for it. Blind right after. Searing Glade to follow. Rose may be looking for a disperse here. Aegis, kind of low on health. May need to use it. That is a full Wake of Ashes. Rose is super low in health. Does go for a Fade Fear. Is that just going to be a couple of casts? Void Torrent, staying aggro here. Staying aggressive. Don't you Shadow Word Death yourself. There goes the bubble out of Azon. Rosie trying to see if he can deny having to give up Disperse, but may need to. The next hit out of Azon could be very deadly. Is going to be Disperse, right? Oh, no! I think he ended up using a different global. That is unfortunate. That is very, very, very unfortunate. TP Execute, though, does not have to worry about Bubble, does not have to worry about Spell Warden. Did you just break your back? I swear I saw your character just twist himself for a second there. Jade is going to be up next, trying to close the gap immediately, setting up a port. Fury instantly by TP. We're just looking for, I actually like that set. Hold on, the full green? Wait, that actually looks sick as hell. Hold on, that whole set looks so good. It literally looks like a Death Knight, like a Holy DK. Kind of all over the place, though, with a bit of that sliding around. Servers having a DDoS. I'm wondering if it's actually impacting the you boys right now in the moment. Does go for a charge. I almost was going to call it as a crash by Jade. Is going to be a Fist of Fury right after. Does still take quite a bit of damage, though, knocking him up in the air. May still be looking for a defensive, unless you go for a Karma there. It's just over. That is just a lot of damage out of a warrior, and they're only going to get stronger in the future. Psycho does get himself a rift. It's going to be a reflect on the actual channel, but it still does get himself a proper rift going either way, though. Trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a better position there, hopefully. No gear. It's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. CP does have himself full stun up. Psycho with the PI has himself fear. Void Shift is not going to help you. But as long as you use Disperse at a good time, I think you might have to send VE super early. TP just try to see if he can get away. Being a Shadow Priest, you don't have a lot of mobility. Warrior, while not the craziest, I mean, I guess they have a leap and a charge so they can stay on you. But I wouldn't say they have the craziest mobility compared to that of a rogue, compared to that of a demon hunter or monk. But still, slightly more mobility than a walking speed, and you have more mobility than a Shadow Priest. Sacro does go for full Disperse. That is a full burst damage available and everything. TP is going to take a bit of that damage. ZPs are still continuing to layer on top of him. Trying to see if he can back away. The dot damage is melting him little by little, but eventually DPs do fall off with a bit of Shadow Word Death, or Shadow Word Pain, and Vampiric Touch. That is going to do a bit of damage. Is the Boom Kit buff by PvE only? No, actually some of the Boom Kit buff will like Wrath damage, Star Surge damage, and the Lunar Calling. That is just like an overall buff. They would have specified if it's like not applicable in PvP, like the Mistweaver damage nerf. That doesn't affect him in PvP. Big damage out of TP. It does end up taking it. Well done, well done. Let's see if we can get a 3. Not bad. Let's see if we can get ourselves another one here, boys. One of you should be missing a body, though, I'm pretty sure. Let's see if we can get you guys a +1 here real quick. Whoever's missing a body, invite me, and I can take over the group and try to see if we can get us a +1. If at all possible. If at all possible. Let me know. Either Psychro or... There we go. I knew one of you guys were missing somebody. Beautiful. So we'll need... Pass me lead and I'll, yeah. We need Onomas, boys. Onomas for Team Psychro. Need to convert rate again? Yeah, all good, all good. All good, all good. Groups are listed. Need one more. I think if I'm lagging, but it's a freeze framing. Oh, that's usually Blizz. Yeah, no, that definitely, like if you're getting like little stutters and it's like freezing, that could also be Blizz. Yeah, because I was having some kind of random issues with my monk one time. And I was thinking like, is it me? Is it like my drivers or something? No. Blizz just took down the servers, put them back online, everything was smooth again, and it was like, okay. No, sometimes like MS and just lag in game, it can cause freezes, yeah. It's on Blizzard's end at that point, most likely. Usually is. Alrighty, let's see if we can get ourselves, this show's on by any chance. That'll be the easiest invite of the century, dude. The easiest invite of my life. Unless Fools has got a body or something. Let's see. Wasn't Tempo? Oh, he's a PV. He's a. My brain went places. PVE and D. But I also thought it was an A, not EU. Unfortunately. No one hear me when I swapped. When you got leg swept? Oh yeah, then it might have been yeah, probably it was Blizzard's end then. Usually safe to assume probably on Blizzard's end. But no, yeah, if you get in random like freezes or like stutters or whatever, that can be like a Blizzard thing. Which is super annoying too. Does Soulskip want to join by chance? Possibly. Should I invite Soul? Just be like, yo, you wanna do some duels real quick? Hey, wanna join? Is the other group all good, by the way? Rosie or Kenderick? Just double checking to see if the other group is all 5 and ready to go, or would we need like +1 for each team? Just quick, real quick. We're chilling. Nice. Beautiful. I'll just ask Soul, see if he's down. He's probably outworld PvPing. But I imagine with DDoSing, maybe he'll be like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Maybe he'll be like, you know what? I'll give it a go. Give him a proper shot, chance. All good. Beautiful. Beautiful. We just do it on the moss. So for Ask Fools. Oh, Fools me. Call them Foozles for some reason. But no, Boomka Buff should be a global. Should be for everybody. Our matches today, we having a lot of DDoS issues sleeping. So we're trying to see if we can get a couple of them, but if Blizz is continuing with the DDoS issues, we just might call it a little early. But yeah. Yeah, just super unfortunate timing. Okay, yeah, he doesn't have a PvP character. Unfortunate. Who else do we get in on these? Man, I was thinking we would have Seabreak here for at least a couple of games. Could you see if like Quinrad want to join these? Maybe. Vamp, I asked him earlier. I'll ask. I'll ask. I haven't talked to that guy in ages, dude. My ping is still over 100, but it's just, but that's normal for me, and I still feel a delay. I still feel a delay spells. That is the worst, man. As a melee in particular, I feel like as a caster, you could at least like play around with it. right? Like playing caster with a bit of a mess, no issues. Playing a melee with a mess, terrible experience. It's the worst when you're trying to like catch up to somebody, right? It's like I'm right literally on top of you and I'm hitting my abilities and nothing is going off. That is the part that I have like the hardest time with as a melee. At least like when I was having a really bad MS and I played a feral druid, at least ferals like naturally move a little quicker so you can get in front of somebody and you're just spamming what at the time mangle, rakes, shreds, right? At least you can build some call points when you start, when your model is like in front of a person or right on top of them, literally on top of them, and you almost start trying to guess which way they're gonna go. As a melee, it is the worst though. As a melee, it is the worst. But as range, at least you got like, you know, a little bit of distance to work with. Like being disarmed and searing glare. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is the worst, man. It is the worst. There's definitely like it's like an actual layer of frustration that I do not enjoy. I don't know if that's something they can fix or if that's something they can like mitigate. I feel like if they gave melee classes, and controversial of a move, but like if they gave them a little bit of like a range to their attacks, then it's like you don't actually have to be on top of a guy. You know what I mean? Because then, but then it's like you're giving melee a range, and it's like, well, now it's all kinds of weird. You know what I mean? There we go. I see Rude TV is down to join in. Also, there was who was it? It was ASAP too. Having him for a couple of games was pretty fun last week. Or was it a week before that? He popped in on a hunter for a few matches. But yeah, we'll get ourselves a one more. Yo, Koopa, I see you online, dude. What the hell? Koopa's back. Okay, I feel you. Yeah. Damn it, another day. Good luck to you guys. I know, Shirley, I know. Dude, it's been like instant DC as soon as starting to get groups together. It is rough. Hey, Dad, what's up, TK? Welcome, my man. We got ourselves some DDoS. DDoS duels today. Kind of rough. But we need one more body for this team, and hopefully we'll get at least a couple of games in, maybe. Couple of matches, possibly. Let me double check my friends list. Layson, my man, coming in with a save. I gotta add a Layson, dude. I gotta get this man back in here. I gotta get this guy added at some point. You mind if I hit you with a B-nut? Get you rid of these? I promise I won't bug you too much. All right, so we got ourselves. I make Psycho lead still just because it's a little bit easier. Just because I know if we get hit with another DDoS, he might still be online. All right, so let's send you guys into, I don't know, hook point. Hook point will work fine. How are we doing today, sir? Doing mostly okay, Charlie. Outside of the absolute DDosery that's happening. And our realms are on fire, but we're trying to just be like that dog that sits there and it's like, this is fine. I am perfectly okay with the things that are happening around me. We're basically that guy. Smiling through it, trying to have some fun with it. But hopefully you're having a good one too. I actually feel like today is the first day in a while that I've gotten some good sleep. Very, very long while. Lay some... Cool. Listen, I got you tagged up and we're all good. You have a different name than be that name, so there's no way I was gonna remember it, dude. I have a memory of a goldfish. No shot I was gonna be able to remember it on my own. Alrighty. Twitch. Hope it gets better. Hopefully. Well, if anything, if it's still DDoSing, we might just go a little bit early. We're just trying to see if we can squeeze out as many games as we can for the time being. Hockey. We got ourselves the boy. We got ourselves the void. We got ourselves so many casts here, man. I gotta love it. With Chicago, and it looks like TPE. Wait, Tempe executes? Is that what it's supposed to be? Wait, you're changing to manga? You know, I kind of like the blue, dark Arathi look to it, too. I feel like I almost never see anybody running with it. Anytime I see anybody running a Rossi sets, oh, I like the little bow. I like his whole, the switch up for the Mog. The switch up, man, went full ivory on it. I like it. Big damn out TP. Hold on. Hold on. Wait, TP. Wait, TP. Hold on. Make it. Oh. Oh, okay. Another victim of the DDoS, dude. Please. Please give him a chance. I know it's like a paladin. You're like, dude, I'm an arms warrior. That is a paladin. It's going to be tough. Give him at least a proper chance here, man. Jesus. Please. Give the boy a chance. At least make it somewhat fair. Although I feel like, I guess as an arms warrior, you're just thinking like, you know what? Me going into a paladin is already unfair. Big demolish that thing, dude. I can't wait until that thing gets amped a bit. Azon holding on by a string right now. Big shield defenders popping in TP. Does get himself an enhanced parry out for TP for a second here, as he's looking for a bit of a reposition. Azon, as soon as he sees the warrior playing defensively, he's like, you know what? I just got to get in there. I got to put some pressure. I can't let second wind get any kind of healing whatsoever. Does push and stun, insta. Doesn't have Wake of Ashes, but it's gotta walking back and forth, pumping into the guy. Pumping the knight. Unless you get yourself a reflect on a Hodge, I think Executes may be in a bit of a trouble. I think only Blessing of Protection is left for Azon. I don't know if actually maybe with Layer Enhance A4 Barons is still up. Let's even get to use it right now. TP is super low. Does go for a stone. Azon, it's kind of low as well. I think if he can get himself a reflect into a big Mortal Strike, that could be huge. Trying to see if he can find himself a little bit of healing. First aid outside of the Dawn Light, as he got himself a lots of health recovery for Azon. He does still have a bomb though, so he's got to find a good time to use it. May just need it right here, unless he just goes down into immediate global. Does pop wings to get himself primed, but immediate, I think it was a mortal strike, if not an execute. Does take him out fairly quickly. First time catch a stream, Bolivia Viz. Thank you so much for popping in. Hey. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, stream, I have a schedule down below. I don't know if you're EU or NA, Charlie, but we do have a schedule down below. I try to keep up with it as best as I can, but it's an EST. I don't know. I do need to double check with Jake. I may need your help with like the EU time zone translation for the schedule and stuff, because I wish I could just tell it off the top of my head. I don't know if you guys use like GMT or whatnot. I'm a good old America boy, dude. I don't know any of your time zones. I don't know what you guys use as a standard. I have no idea. This is going to be Cyclone trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a healing. Does go for the shift. I'm okay with the shift. Word shift in duels can be a little controversial, but in some cases that is part of the survivability of a Shadow Priest though. Although sometimes it can definitely backfire as well. There was a game that I was doing with a Disc Priest and a Shadow Priest, and the void shifted each other, so Shadow Priest went from like, oh, now I'm healthy, take my health. Instantly put himself back in a dangerous spot. It was such a great point of miscommunication. TP does have enough damage to take down the Shadow Priest. Dark Class could definitely be in a bit of trouble, but TP has played against casters plenty of times. Conan, I think, is also another victim of the DC. I like that set though. Hold on a second. It looks so like low fantasy. I kind of love it. Does go for the spear. Parry out for TP. Brainstorm out for Conan. Does have Avatar and Rack demolished instantly just to follow up. Disarm onto Conan right after. Does get himself some healing, but immediately yoinking the weapons, not allowing for the Bloodthirst to get any healing. Conan does take a lot of damage, but he's still doing just fine. The bleed's not going to let second wind catch him back up at all whatsoever. You sadly was going to check it later. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, life swaps and still lose. I mean, look, life swap is tough. Life swap does give you a full new health bar, but it is still a priest at the end of the day, right? I wouldn't describe priest as a bastion of defense. You know what I mean? Especially with a melee sitting on you. For years, multiple expansions, they've just been papered to most melee classes. If it was a warlock, whole nother story, right? Imagine giving a void shift to a warlock, which they kind of sort of do with Warlock Hellstone. But like, imagine big damage to Conan does take it. With a Fury Warrior who can't get any second wind healing from bleeds versus Arms Warrior who doesn't have to worry about it, you are going to have slight advantage in that, with Jade going to be up next. Counterpiece to take AF. You think so? Hell yeah, they are. I mean, maybe my mind, it could be my mindset, dude. For like multiple expansions, CyberPowerPC have been paper compared to a Warlock, and that's what I mean specifically comparison to a Lock. You know what I mean? It feels like Locks don't take any damage whatsoever, and it takes they're I was gonna say they're like original Death Knights, but Death Knights right now really take a lot of damage. But like the OG DK, Mott version, WAD version, big damage to demolish, karma to follow, Lexip on a TP. He's got himself a bit of damage here, full setup with the karma. If you could push in, this could potentially be possibly a lot of damage. The images are in. Even if you start doing that Roomba Celestial Conduit ability, the images will do damage. Does go for the parry into a bit of reflect. Don't really know if he can reflect much. Does get a shockwave into a lockdown, and one more mortal onto the monk with Layson. Last one left over for the team 2. This lone man has to now go through the entirety of team 1. TP executes. Shouldn't be the worst matchup. It is a warrior, unless he plays it super well. Garrett's voice times change. I feel like it should just be Malcolm in the middle times change old man at that point, right? Because I'm the old man in that situation, if that's the case. Like, you don't need lights up to win against a warrior? You think so? I mean, if you guys think so, then we could maybe like put a kibosh on that. You know what? Wait, is that Rosie? Because I'm really bad at names. If Rosie says they don't need it, then I think we could just maybe remove it then. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. That's what you want to go for. If you want to gimp your class, I'm perfectly cool with it, honestly. We can just add that as an arbitrary rule on top of everything. I'm cool with that, honestly. If you guys want to do it, I'm cool with it. Layson does take a little bit of damage. TP does break out of him for a second. Honestly, I was thinking more warriors would go for Slayer because Demolish was just nerfed for a decent bit. But they also Blaze-Storm, Execute, and Demolish. It looks like they're basically buffing both aspects of hero specs for Arms Warrior, aren't they? Because Blaze-Storm, Execute makes Slayer better. Demolish obviously makes Colossus better. But it just seems like it's a lot. TP does get locked down in the stump for a second. Does allow the Paladin Laser to just put up all the dots. Does void shift out of there, but still dotted. Still rotted. Now let's see if he can get himself out of that situation, or possibly reflect a stun back to Layson to force a bubble out of him. He does go for a stun really quickly. A bit of damage. Just goes for a slow. Just trying to see if he can get himself some time. Does go for a reflect with a Stormbolt. That is going to be easy. Opportunity for a Hodge. Does still hit him with a Demolish. Either way, though, reduces some of the damage Layson does, but also make him take a little bit more damage post Demolish. Full final wreck. Maybe enough damage. CP at his last leg. 10 seconds before it parries available, but he doesn't have a Dawn Light on him. He does not have a Dawn Light. After that full Wake of Ashes, no Dawn Light. He might just be able to wait. There's going to be Consecration to slow him down for a second. Leap and away. He just needs a few seconds. First aid doesn't save him. Looks like a dot is still on him. I think it's from the Experg, isn't it? Probably Experg dot. I don't know if he has a reflect. If he can reflect Hodge back to Layson, that would give him enough seconds. Parry's available. He could heal Wake of Ashes. The dots are in. Picks up a little bit of health. That's going to be a blessing of protection. Unless he can somehow find a way past that defense. Does go for defensive stance. Hodge, I don't know if he had a reflect there. But do you live this? Layson does go for Searing Glaze, so it's not like you can really do much about it. I think it just lights, yeah? I think it's lights. Unless, you know what? This man, WAP as a warrior, doesn't give up. And either he's going to find a way through this, either way, through thick and thin, or he's going to go down. One of those two. I really can't tell, dude. I feel like you should never discount this man. Ever. Dawn Light does fall off. There's going to be big Demolish to follow up. Layson does have a Blessing of... No, he doesn't have a Blessing of Protection. Maybe lay on hands at most. Shield of Vengeance. Hodge does have a trinket for it. Just trying to see if he can stay on. Trying to see if Force School does that. Layson blind to follow. If only he had a trinket. Does break the blind pretty quickly though. Hold on. Does leap away. There's no dots on him. At least I don't think there's dots on him. Does get second win. There's second win kicking in. I think that's second win. Yeah, that's second win. Second win is kicking in. He does recover. He does recover a little bit of health. Reflex. He can't even stop him. Hold on. You know he wants to Hodge him. You know he wants to Hodge him. Unless you have a Blaze-Storm, he knows. He knows. He knows. He knows. He knows what to expect. He knows, dude. He knows. He knows. He knows. He saw the reflect. He was like, I'm not going to Hodge yet. Wait, wait, wait. Yeah, he's trying to prep for it. Trying to prep for it. Oh, just leave. Oh, hold on a second. He might be able to bring it back. I feel like in a duel, Pally versus a warrior usually loses. Parry up right now, Layson with the Wake of Ashes. Lay on hands, that is his last bastion of defense. Wait, no, Bubble. Bubble is back. You should be aware, bubble is back up and available. It is back. The duel has been going on long enough. It is back and available. At least Layson does not have a dawn light onto TP, so second wind healing is at least kicking in. 54% dampening does make things a little bit tougher, but at the very least, he's got some kind of passive recovery, which is better than none. Layson, Shield of Edge is available. Blessing Sank is available. Wall is down for a little bit though. Lay on Hands, I don't even know if that's back up. It's so hard to test that one. Now I just have no idea if that cooldown is back up or anything. Stun onto TP, does have him dotted. Searing Glare to follow up. TP just has to play super defensive here as best as possible. Just going to be rotted for a second. Into a void up Rachel just to completely juke him out. I mean, he does have a lot of mobility. I just don't know if it's going to help him. I think if he gets a full Reflect Hodge back at Layson, he just turns it around on him. Because that'll force Layson to bubble. That will immediately force Layson to bubble. Dust to Reflect. Layson delays. Stun to follow. Dust has some bleeds. Trying to see if he can force a bubble. Hodge does have a trinket. Does end up using it. Layson with a bubble immediately. TP with a Blaze Storm. Unless he can somehow heal. Defensive stance. Oh, so close. So close. I was actually rooting for the Warrior at that point because I thought, like, dude, this is his hardest matchup. The final boss. The final boss. Yo, now it's Layson's game to bring back, dude. I don't know how he's gonna do with 62% dampening, bubble and bop on cooldown. Maybe Lay on Hands is up still, and he can still use it for a full reset. Maybe. But he's definitely walking into just like a tiger's den. You got a lot of castles, you got Chicago. He's just not, all he's got is mana, dude. He's literally manaing up. And Hawkins at least trying to make this duel as even as possible. He's just letting him mana up at the very least. And we get a healer too, which I do appreciate. Don't get me wrong. 64 dampening got LCDs. Dude, yeah, they're I mean, it's a long match. It's a long duel. It is a 4-minute cooldown for many of his CDs. Like, a lot of time just elapsed, right? What else can you really do? Hockey does have Barskin, does have Thorn for a second. Layson keeping that Dawn Light on him at all times just to get whatever healing he can. Keeping it down into Hockey can also help quite a bit too, because the healing he got right now is just super low right now. Does a Blessing of Sank, prevented Hockey from being able to go for a proper bash here. Does go for a stun. Blessing is super short. Does get himself a quick kick on the Cyclone. You can still go for another clone. Clone is still a viable strat. You can still make it happen. You can do it. Does go for a root. Going to be a hand of freedom for Layson. Into a Convoke by Hockey, but mostly defensive Convoke. Layson does have himself a go. He is rotting down. That is a lot of damage taken from the trees, as well as the dots. Having to go for Lay on Hands. Hockey is super low. And Layson does end up eliminating him with Rosie going to be up next. He does have Blessing of Protection coming up. However, it doesn't look like he's running Spell Warden. Unless it's just not showing up on my UI. If he has Spell Warden, he might stand a chance. If he only has a bop, it's literally Shield of Vengeance and a Dream. And maybe Blessing of Sank. That's about all he's got. All Rosie gotta do is get a quick stun, something, anything. Full Rift. Just let the Rift tear him apart. Stun immediately for Layson. Blessing of Sank. Rushing in. I don't know if you have Spell Warden. I don't know. That's literally the only thing that's gonna tell me if you live this. Because look at that dot damage. Silence to follow. It's just over. Absolutely nothing you could do in that situation. Literal void collapse on him. That is a lot of damage done by a TP, by the way. I guess him and Layson did have a very long match, but that is a lot of damage done over, like, how long you're doing for 10 minutes. All right, let's see if we can get ourselves ONYXIA real quick. Team Rosie and Team Merlin. Let me know if you guys are ready. We'll go again real quick. Where am I at? 30, 31. Good. And Merlin, let me know if you're good. Was there somebody invisible here for a second? Or did I just see like a health bar? I'm not even sure. Not affected by damp, love it. Lay in hands. Yeah, there is like a talent for it that you can pick up so it doesn't get affected. It is tough. Pass lead to Conan. Gotta go for a bit. We'll watch stream. Appreciate it. Conan, I'll need an invite, my guy. There we go. And pass me lead. We need to get a +1 in here, boys. We're trying to get a +1. There we go. Can't type. Jesus Christ. Getting old. Alright. ONYXIA. and will hopefully be good to go. Question though, who do I invite, man? I feel like I've scoured through my B-net. Like, I scoured it dry. And you know what, Maz boys on my body. Cancel my sub. Game is broken. I'll miss you guys on the duels. CB Zeus, how you doing, my man? That is quite a move, but hey, I support in what you do, man. I support you in your choice. Hopefully you'll find something to take at your time. You know what I mean? Game is broken. Like, is it like, you know, like the tuning, or like game just doesn't work for you at all? Because I definitely has been doing some weird stuff recently. But hope you're doing good, my guy. Yeah, please don't need lights up for duels. It'll get 90% of classes without it. Okay, cool. Yeah, with Merlin out, I guess you're the only Shadow Priest. So we can just go like a self-imposed no light swap strat. I'm cool with that. The tuning, yeah. There are doing some tuning passes recently. I feel like for PvE. Oh, hey, how you doing? Yeah, dude, get in here before Outlaw gets nerfed. What is with them nerfing Outlaw specifically? Where did that come from? Came out of left field. Absolutely out of left field. So Rosie, Conan, and let's do, I don't know what arena hook point. Get Shadow nerfed also. Did they really? Hold on. What do you mean? What do you mean? Wargame request failed. Is Conan online? Conan is online. Rosie? Rosie is online. Rook? Rosie, Conan 1. Is it Blackrook Hold that's broken? No. Did I pass lead to the wrong guy? Huh. I thought it was off for a second. I'd be nut. What's up? What's up, Brack? Hey, do my man. No, I'm lead. Yeah, it says wargame request failed. Is Rosa lead on the other team? Or did they pass it to Kineric? Yeah, it says that wargame request failed, so maybe I'm passing to the wrong person. Yep. Is it Kineric? I am lead. Okay. It says wargame request failed. Rosie, Conan, 5. I don't know what happened. Typing out name Rosie and Conan isn't difficult, so I'm pretty sure, unless I did something wrong there, I'm pretty sure I had it right. Really simple names compared to some of the EU homies. I love you, EU homies. You guys are great, but like some of your names, it's I struggle. As a good old American boy, I was originally born in Russia. I do struggle for one reason or another. You know what? It's actually, you know what names I struggle the most with? Russian names. Those are the worst. No, yours is easy. Yours is easy, but like I do think I struggle over. Sometimes it's just like I just write your character name because sometimes you guys make it a little bit easier on that. But like actual BNet names are just heavy at it. I'm like, how do I go about this? It's just like the Russian names too. You think that's the one I would have the easiest one with? Nope. Nope, that's the harder one. I don't know why. Yeah. Alrighty. Alright, now we're good. Switch. Got ourselves with Dad Bud, yo! Look at this guy! Oh my god, it looks gorgeous. Chicago gonna be first up versus Jay Leon trying to go for a knockback. Wait, do this still have that talent where you can go knock with the shields? Is that still a thing? I thought they removed that. Was I wrong about it? I thought that was one of the talents they removed completely. No way. Stunned by Chicago, dropping down that totem next to Jay Leon, just walking in big clobber, second clobber with a karma immediately. What are these clobbering strikes out of Chicago? He just walks by, bonks Jay Leon on a noggin, takes out a good portion of that health bar, gives the guy a bit of the some brain damage with those big slams, and there goes midair. What is that? They're about to buff this class too. They just straight up just unleashed everything. Threw everything at the guy. Holy! Okay, Layson is up next. Last time, oh wait, Layson and Chicago didn't get to play each other. Layson did end up holding the fort for a good bit. Last duel does get knocked right out there. I do like that. Quick foul, knock him back out of here as he try to see if he can get himself past the damage. Dude, Chicago and Enhancement Shaman's about to get buffed up. I think they're nerfing the Wind Fury damage a little and that Primordial secondary strike attack, Primordial Storm. But everything else is getting buffed up. Trinket into an interrupt on Layson. Does go for a knock here. The Trinket is very aggressive. That lockout on the kick, however, for Shaman is very, very short though. So for Layson, not really worried about, you know, not having a bubble available. But for Chicago, that's a very aggressive Trinket use. Maybe try to see if you could just deny the Searing Glare combo, but it's still going to happen either way though. But he is at least able to get away from this version, as he's going to mount up on a horse for a second, breaking out of those roots. Wall out for Chicago, does pre-wall the stun here really quickly. Layson positioned himself in a spot where he could just go flying immediately. But I think he was just trying to go for a bit of that line of sight insta. For Chicago, that is quite a bit of damage taken little by little though. The nerf for the whole totemic playstyle on those nerves, big damn, and not happy with them at all. Yeah, they're making the Stormbringer a little bit better. I always call it Tempest because that's the ability you get. They modified lightning bolts, but they're buffing chain lightning bolt, storm strike, wind strike, ice strike. Yeah, they're buffing a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I'm surprised too, because like I know that totemic is pretty good, but like you also have like people can just run away from your totem too. It's a little harder now, but people still can run away from it. So I was kind of surprised. I thought they were gonna keep that one as is, right? Because at least it's like, well, at least you can have some really good combos. Knock it to Layson, does go for Hand of Freedom. Chicago trying to see if he can get on top of the guy, dropping the totem next to him, trying to see if he can position it correctly. He needs to have a proper go here. Shield of Vengeance is down. Layson got him some big damage. Big burst out for Chicago with a Primordial Storm for a second. That's a lot of damage. Stun Chicago does have a stun totem, knocking Layson back. The stun totem could have been huge in just seeing Bulwark down for a second. Layson does have Lay Enhance, I think. Blessing protection and bubble. Might have to go for a bubble here though. For Chicago, at least you got a lot of shields banked up. If only you had a trinket here. If only you had a trinket there, that would have been mad. Does go for a knock on a Layson. Does have himself Wake of Ashes back up. Wall for Chicago. I don't know if you can just continuously keep hammering the damage onto Layson at the moment. That does go for a proper stun. Trinket to follow with a big Primordial, but Layson nowhere near it. As soon as you can get away from that full Primordial Storm ability, you're good. If you can avoid that whole combo, you might be mostly fine. So super low on health, big damage out for Chicago, does go for the bubble. Chicago just needs to live this Layson, especially since he's staying low on health right now. He's hoping to maybe get a stun, maybe Searing Glare combo, and Chicago does go for a knock as soon as he's out of the bubble. Gives you an opportunity here with a Lasso, trinket out for Layson. For Chicago, this could be huge. Could go underground. Try to see if he can bait a stun, because if you get stunned underground, Layson can't really like hit you. I'm pretty sure stun can still connect, right? Does get a stun with a knockback immediately. Searing Glare to follow. Does he have... He doesn't really have much of follow-up though. As soon as wings are down, his follow-up is not going to be as good. Stun totem onto Layson. Wall is available. Chicago got himself full bloodlust. Everything is up. If you have a proper go here, Shield of Vengeance is going to end up pop and does himself random proc of wings. Or no, that's a Wake of Ashes wings. Never mind. Not a random proc. That is a proper wings though. But try to see if you can use wings just to stave off the damage. Chicago, I think, is now in a bit of advantage right now. Layson not having a bubble does put him in a bit of a vulnerable position. Does have to go for a stun. But as soon as wings are down, you are in a bit of a tight spot, friend. Definitely in a bit of a tight spot. Knocking it back. Route to follow does go for a lightning bolt from a distance. Layson still super low. Avoiding the blind. Oh, Bob. Ain't gonna stop you. That ain't gonna stop you. He's hoping that Chicago burns a couple of globals just to remove the bop. He's not even gonna go for it. He's just gonna go for a root. Back it up out of there. Just go for a reset. As long as Layson doesn't get Lay Enhanced too quickly, then Chicago should be fine. Does go for a knock with a pre-wall for that stun. Layson, maybe you have a combo. Try to go for a kick. Does not connect. That is unfortunate. Layson doesn't go for a nice bait. Knockback onto Layson. Still going to be able to go for a proper setup here with a... Does Searing Glare stop your totem from being able to stun? Hold on a second. You blame the shaman, not the totem. Put the totem right next to the guy, right? Or does it still avoid it? Shield of Vengeance up. Primordial Storm out for Chicago. Super low in health. Might go down. Still trinket to follow. Oh, Layson does turn it around. I actually thought this was Chicago was going to take it. But Layson was able to press on. Just needed a really good setup there for a second. Damn. Damn. Hockey. I like that set. That thing looks good. That's a good looking set. I like the whole dresser look. I hate how it's a druid though. You have form of stars. So you can't even see like the actual full version. You just see like a blue hue of that form. And I guess with all the druid specs, unless you're resto, you can't really see that set. Right? Wild Duel. It was pretty good. I honestly thought this is where Layson was going to go down because it looked like no bubble unless you have lay in hands. But he does swing it. He does come back in. As long as the Pally can get himself a proper stun lock combo, you can get yourself real good damage. Trick it out for Hockey. Does give the Pally opportunity to go for a Hodge. Searing Glare. He just hoping to live here for a little bit while blind is up. Layson does need some survivability though. Lay in hands could be huge. Hockey just escapes that completely. Does not want to chase. Does not want to continue the duel there. I was about to say does not want to function. But that is... that would really... he does want to function. That just makes no sense. This full burst, it's over. Yeah, as soon as you have no lay in hands, no bubble, no spell warden either does give these casters just a little bit of an opportunity. Azon gonna be up next though. Or TP? No? Really? Really? Seriously? Just because the paladin? He just decided to make an enemy of all paladins, dude. As soon as he's a dead paladin, nothing makes TP happier than a dead paladin. Like, holy... man is a criminal. Hand of freedom for Azon, just to make sure he doesn't get rooted. Try to see if he can catch up to Hockey. Hockey power shift him to try to see if he can create some space. Using this line or pillar right here to try to maybe give him some line of sight. There's someone to Azon who's holding on to a Hodge. Silence cannot Hodge for a second. He can still use some of the abilities, but still cannot Hodge. And Hockey using that to reposition away from the guy. As long as you can stay away from Azon, keeping your distance, you'll be just fine. I just learned how to do that. Even a PTR Storm, a new Storm, there would be no way anyone would play with Ascendants. Storm is really, really good. Azon does get super short blow though for a second. Lay on his last moment. Hockey does get blinded with a stun to follow. Nothing you can do unless... yeah, nothing. The only way I think you make it out of it is if maybe Azon's damage just isn't enough to start being super deadly. Rosie, third over on team 1. We still got Dab, Bud, and TP waiting their turn. This could be a potentially an opportunity for Rosie to possibly have himself a proper go. Rosie versus Conan. Shadow Priest versus Warrior. Technically, Shadow Priest can do pretty well. Dampening is going to be pretty high though, so I don't know how that's going to do it. Rogue, technically, if you can get past the Cloak of Shadows, you can take down the Rogue. It's just a lot of constant pressure from an Outlaw. Maybe like Subtlety would have been something you could trade cooldowns for, but it's rough. Stun to Azon. Does he have a trinket? They might just go down here. Hold on. It's just going to be bang. One bang, one bang, one bang. Blood bubble out of the man. Rosie just need to live. Trying to go for shields, but the dampening is making the shield so much weaker. Into Aegis does go for Void Rift. Just to see if you can reposition into a crash. May need to go for Disperse here. Trying to live. Shield of Vengeance out. Has to go Trinket Disperse. No. Just Fear. Has to disperse. He has to disperse. Try to see if he can just take down Azon without committing too many cooldowns, but there's just not a lot you can do. Getting interrupted on Shadow for a second, but Rosie has enough damage with a bit of that BE. Look at you catch up as much healing as possible. The Rogue is going to be next up. Look at this guy. What is this farmer look he's got going on? Fish in the bag? He got himself a fishing hat? But yo, that Butcher's Blade does look good. The hook, I think maybe it's supposed to be like, I don't know. Is that supposed to be like a scythe to like harvest fields or something? I know there's like the Maldraxxus version you got, which looks a little more deadly. I wonder, isn't that like a normal farming tool, like a farming scythe that you can get from like your garrison? I think the markets are good. I'm just trying to make a suggestion of like the scythe that you got. Maybe like a little less deadlier one. I think would also work pretty well. Unless that thing counts as a dagger, and then yeah, you can't equip that one properly. But he is going to be right on top of you, actually right behind you. In fact, does go. I just noticed his shoulders. One is like a voidy, one is a light one. I actually like that a lot. I like that. Fear immediately onto word. Does give Rose an opportunity to at least have himself a proper go. Does use a human racial already for the Stunbreaker. So you won't have any LCC breaker. Killing Spree immediately out for word. Even though he can deny some damage while Spree is up, that constant pressure with the Shadow Priest though is still gonna attack it either way, building up quite a bit of damage off of that tentacle, but a Shadow Crash does connect. This is what Rosie needs, is poke damage, and as long as you can get past the Cloak of a Rogue, you really can take down the Rogue really quickly. Shadow Priest used to be like an easy target for rogues, in my opinion, as somebody who's been playing Rogue since like at least Mob. I feel like I always felt like, oh, classy, easy. Maybe like some expansions that were not that bad, not that easy. But I feel like this time around, like the whole combo that can do the damage with the rift and everything, that is painful. If you just let it, old DPs go flying, which everything is instacast, it's really tough to stop it. Plus it can move while the rift is happening, so it's hard to kick it. Does go for the cloak. This is where Rosie does have disperse. Could potentially just disperse it just to deny the damage here. Taking a lot of hits, waiting for the cloak, for the fear to follow. Letting that rift does collapse onto where it gives you an opportunity to at least have a setup. He goes in for advantage. You still having some big defenses. We're super low. You do get Aegis proccing really quickly. VE and DE, Desperate Prayer are up. As long as you don't get kicked, you'll be fine. Does go for disperse. We're still taking so much damage from the dots. Next rift is probably going to be the end of him. And Rosie can go behind the pillar to at least heal. 64% dampening. Word decides to go in there unless you get a kick. Does get himself full go. DPS. Oh, does get himself a quick blast with Conan charging out. I don't think Conan is going to give you a breather here. Oh, fear. He zerkers it. Stunned. So you have reflect. I think it's over. Void out rift. Fade. Stun. He trinkets it. Unless you can kite him. I don't think I can do much. Spear does avoid it. It does get a slow with the side feed. That is huge. You gotta just keep an extra side feed. Going for a leap, trying to connect as long as Rosie can stay away. 40 seconds of the disperse. Actually, he's got himself full wombo combo. Next fear, he won't have Zerkus for it, so you can get a setup. Then you can follow up with a stun. You can follow up with some damage. He doesn't have a wall anymore. Fear, you can fear yourself, but he's got just Blade Storm. You just gotta wait it out. Oh, fear! You gotta reflect for a second. You gotta be careful. Better damage. Void Torrent. Everything is available. That's huge damage right now. Hold on a second. Does Sharpers bring it back? Bunch of casts? Instance? Oh! Holy! I felt like for the last two matches, Fury Warrior could definitely die to a Shadow Priest. I thought the Rogue was going to have the easiest time there, though. But Rosie pulled it off. Well done. Gotta love a good Shadow Priest, man. I love it. It's so good. It's so good. And why I love it? 1-in-1s. I feel like in group content, they're pretty good for a good bit in group stuff, like 3v3s. But like, man, I love them in the 1-in-1 setting. Try to see if you can get another one going. Rosie and Conan, let me know if you guys are so good. Let me see that again. No honor. Yeah, the Conan did rush you. Then again, it is super high dampening. He would have just had to wait there for like ages letting you heal, right? So that would have been rough, but yeah. At the same time, though, yeah. Oh man, you and Wur though. I'm glad Wursach. I don't even know how to say his name. I'll call him Wursach, right? Versace. That's easy. That's easier on me. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Versace or something like that. Some German. Me and him, if I gotta apply poisons. I'll good. Yeah, that actually would make a pretty big difference then. Yeah. Because that would have been a lot sealing. Or even just instacast, right? That would still have done good damage. Let's do Toll Viron for the casters. Because so far, even Kinetic has not got a chance to play, man. Yeah. It was a close one, though. It was a very close one. Very close duel. But Shadow Priests definitely are not an easy one for rogues anymore. Not easy. It's probably the better target to sit on in like solo. Or like in a BG Blitz when you see a priest. Like it's a good target to sit on. They'll take a lot of damage, but they got a lot of damage too. To be fair. You have no control over getting usefulness out of Ascent. You have control over Storm. You have no control over getting usefulness out of Ascent. I mean, you could press Ascendance and start wind striking, right? Aegis plus to capture Starlight gives you 5 mil shield. Really? But what isn't the cooldown for captured Starlight like super long? Is it worth it? Is it actually worth it? I don't see a lot of people running something like that, like anywhere in PvP. Unless I'm missing something. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm just saying it's him and me. Okay. Okay. Which? Got us those dab, bud? Oh yeah, at least this man gets a proper chance here. Furious Warrior versus Jade. I kind of like his I like his little I was gonna call it a muskrat, but it's not really a muskrat. It's like a mall rat, isn't it? Karma instantly onto Jade, but does get him locked in the spear. Is gonna back up out of there for a second, as he got himself a little bit of survivability, a little bit of defenses rolling with a reflect. It's gonna be Jade. Full burst, everything's available. Zwen is out, and Dabbud does press defenses just to see if he can slam. Big execute at the end. Just a full overhead strike into Azon right after, while he had a few seconds of enraged regen, taking his weapons away, going home. Does have a haymaker. Big reflect on a Hodge with a haymaker, sending him flying, but still taking a bit of that damage. The forced to charge back in there, may not survive the next go by Azon. Just barely any health available. That is rough, man. That is tough. Not an easy one at all. Not an easy one, but Dabbud did do work. Love to see it, man. Love to see it. Captain Starlight CD resets when you go into arena. Well, it's resets when you go into arena, but like, what is the cooldown on it generally? Isn't it like 3 minutes? I feel like that shield is not really worth 3 minutes though. You know what I mean? I feel like it'll proc really, really early in any PvP environment, unless you strictly use it for like duels maybe? I really don't know. Full parry up onto Azon, does go for a quick kick. Hawk it with the cyclone right after with Ringrose to follow. Trying to see if he gives himself as alive as possible here. Azon does throw in the hammer. Trying to see if he could go for just a full spell ward. For Hawk, he still gets a stun though. That is something with druids that I do love. If you use it correctly, Convoke, he wants to go for damage, but the spell ward is just making him immune. So at this point, I think he just power shifted out just to get himself a bit of a heal at that point, right? You know what I mean? Just to get himself a full reset. Flashlight is available for Azon. Is Hawk looking for a reset behind the... No, not looking for a reset behind the pillar. I was thinking it was trying to see if he can go for stun, go around the pillar maybe. I don't really... I was expecting for him to go for a stun, because usually he goes for a stun like hit and run. Hit and run. Silence, Azon does have a bubble. Do you use it though, or do you let your health get low? No. Gives the Hawk at least an opportunity to get some, maybe some damage? The dots are in. I'm wondering if he can somehow find a way just to do enough burst damage just to bypass a bubble. Right, quick enough where maybe Azon uses a different global instead of bubbling and gives Hawk an opportunity to sneak in. Lay on Hands still on standby though. I did not realize Lay on Hands was still in play. Never mind that Azon had plenty of defense to work with. Big comeback for Hockey. Maybe just random burst out of nowhere. Stunned by Azon. Does have Heart of the Wild, but I don't think it's enough though. Technically, don't you get like a little bit of DR, a little bit of damage reduction while Heart of the Wild is active? I was pretty sure he did. Azon with a bubble instantly. A CP does have himself reflect. At this point, just leaping out of there. Just trying to see if he can go for a bit of a reset. Did they ever add that back piece, by the way, as a MOG, or is that thing still is a quest item from 1,000 Needles, I think it is. Pretty sure it's 1,000 Needles. Yeah. Is it? I think it is. I think it's like that gnome on the barge that sells ice cream quest, isn't it? I don't remember. It still is a quest? Okay. I feel like at that point they should just make it a MOG, right? I feel like people still go back to get it just for that look. I feel like they should just make it a backpiece MOG at this point. Why not, right? Why not? People go back to it either way. He is going to be executed. Nothing you can do to stop his damage at that point. No bubble, no bop. Unless you have to lay your heads back up, there's just not much you can do. With Conan going to be up next. I like how he's switching up MOGs, man. He went full ivory last time. He went a little bit of lights colors this time. A little bit of that. I don't even know what type of blue. Just blue. I was going to say like royal blue, but I don't think that's true. I don't think it's real. And the horse to match it too, I like it. I like it a lot. I got him appreciation from time to time. That's what I mean. Like, you have to go back to get the quest in order to have it. But at this point, just make it a reward from the quest so you get a back piece. I feel like it'll be such a good quality. Like, out of any quality of life little updates they do, that one would be like a really good one. I think that would have been an excellent one. TP does himself every defense, even reflect, leaping over Conan to try to see if he can get away from the spirit. That was a great leap. It looked like he had a good lockdown on Conan. Avatar available would have been a perfect opportunity for you to have a go. Instead, he goes in for a leap, which I thought for a second, like, wait, he went for a leap. Is he trying to like give up some burst? Because he had Avatar and everything. And then when you see the spear go down, it's like, wait, perfectly predict the spear. Perfectly predicted it. Just try to see if you can deny any damage from Conan. Big defenses and offenses for Conan. Will not have a spear to combine into it. Parry up for Execute right now. So he's got himself a perfect situation. Conan, unless you can find a way to get behind him or still shell shock him with a stun in order to get a bloodthirster to, he just on you the entire time with a demolish. There's just not much you can do. Leave, Execute. One more hit, taking you out with we're gonna be second to last to Layson, or for the team 2. Immediately picking up eyes. Zerk just to break out of it. It's going to be cheap shot by the rogue, but is still DR'd into a parry right after, as CP does not have a parry himself. But it's going to be disarm on the kill spree. Actually perfectly lined up too. Actually perfectly lined up. And I'm also switching my camera all over the place. Do apologize. Did you try to stun? It looked like the animation was of a stun, but he's super DR'd. The pistols and the strikes, the hidden blades, dude. You can't stop any of that damage though. You can't parry, you can't dodge, you can't do nothing. Does get a lockdown onto the rogue for a second. Kill spree taking him out real quickly. Holy. That is really good. That is very, very, very good. Does get himself a grapple. Is there still bleeds on him? Yeah. Yeah, there's still a couple bleeds. We are only 6 minutes or close to 7 minutes, 6:40 into the dampening. Can't wait for this nurse to be a feint. Hold on a second. Did he get a feint on as you stunned him? Plus it's out, dude. I think they did it because we have a technically shorter feint cooldown if we play the one talent, but like nobody really plays that talent. So it's just like, I feel like that nerf on Outlaw Rogue, I feel like it's like, why only Outlaw? That's unwarranted. Because we don't even play that one talent to keep feint up all the time anyway. It's like technically we can, just nobody really uses it. Better wall on a shorter CD. It's only shorter if you play the one talent, but like that talent is pretty nerfed, so we don't really play that to begin with. Unless it was like some situations where people were playing it. Majority of rogues were not playing it from what I saw. So that's why I was surprised though. It was like, was it really that big of a problem? Because like rogues in most cases just didn't even use it. Full setup, go by word, does get a trinket out of Chicago, full ascent, everything is available. If you disarm Chicago in combo, full kill spree, full burst, is going to be a wall. May want to go for disarm. If you can, that's going to deny a lot of the damage. Big damage on the word though, does go for a vanish. You have to disarm and enhance Sean when they ascend. A lot of the damage goes out of the window. Does hit Chicago with a slow or something? Looked like it was a little slow. And he has himself another go here. A quick vanish, quick reset, got himself a little bit of healing. Still has Rosie over on the team 1. Is going to burrow down, knocking the rogue in the air, trying to see if he can get himself a setup. But alas, so stopping him in place is going to be Human Rachel to break out of it very, very quickly with a totem rooting in place. Is going to go for the vanish just to close the gap. Big kills per right after. Break of the shield very quickly with an evasion to follow. There's only so much Chicago can do. And when that does go down, full rift out for Rosie. Doesn't want to give the rogue a chance to recover. Where all he can do right now is maybe go for a gouge. Does get hit with a full stun. At this point, you can just go for CC and run him. That's all you can do. He just needs to try to avoid that rift as best as possible. 15 seconds on a Cloak of Shadows. All he can do in this situation is try to save a cloak when he's super, super, super giga low. And then maybe go for a vanish to reset it, right? So you might just have to go for like hit and runs. Cloak, reset, get the hell out of dodge as quickly as possible. That might just be his play in this match if he wants to potentially get a kill. That dot on the sides though, that is rough. That's tough. That is really rough. But he has a chance here, man. I believe. Cloak of Shadows vanish, blind available. You have something to work with. Sprint still gives you plenty of movement. Literally faster than a horse. Man's running faster than a horse. When you go through pillars is wild. I mean, would you want Rift to not go through pillars? Because Shadow is just like where majority of the damage happens. Trinket Fear by Rosie. That is a play if I've ever seen one. No trinket available for her. Maybe looking for a cloak here really early. Cloak, vanish, Rift still takes you out in the open. The fact that Rift still travels with you just finds you at a tentacle, not letting you catch a reset. You're just gonna get dotted. Oh, so much for a reset. He didn't have a trinket for that one. He technically did, but with the human racial, it does put it on DR. It does land a sap. This man is back to defense mode. Eyes are available on the far side. So for Rosie, all he needs is like a really good rift setup. Really good rift. And as long as Word does not have a Cloak of Shadows, it is probably going to be lights. He does have evasion. If he uses evasion as defensive, he could dampen some of the damage from Rosie. he won't have a way to deal with a rift. So basically, he just can't let Rosie get a rift. You have to go for full stun lock combo, blind reset, and then come back in, I think. I don't think you're going to let Rosie play the game. All they need is just a quick fear, quick stun, big rift, and it's over. So you have to basically make sure your stuns are airtight. Literally cannot let him play the game at all. Opener, big, what's it called? Coup de grace trinket? With the shot kill sprint to follow Rosie with a fear right after. Got it kind of low. Vanish is available for worse, so he's okay. Rift, he could run it. He could stay aggressive. Just gonna stay in. May want to press evasion. Evasion just for damage reduction. Rosie super low. Maybe go to disperse. Super low as well. May still not escape it. Where's her extremely low into a shadow or death? Not enough though. Still dotted, still rotting. Rosie picking up a little bit of healing. We're barely made it out of the could blind. He has an out. As long as Rosie does not go for Rift first global, you might be okay. Sap! Trinket and 16 for Rosie. Next trinket for Rosie is going to be the winner. Where needs to cloak. He needs to have the most airtight opener and just cloak it. I think that's the only way he wins this right now. Because otherwise you don't really have a way to break out of the fear. Stun you might be able to break, but if he goes fear, rift, stun, it just delays it a little bit. Does get hit, cloak at 15, vanish. Oh, maybe lights. Oh, that is so close. The Rogue almost made it too. That was actually so close, chat. So close, man. He just needed, like, I don't know, a vanish there aggressively just to escape for a few seconds until cloak was back up. But at that point, like, if you get locked by anything, it is done. It is incredibly close. Faster than a mount? Yeah, when they sprint, with the right talent, rogues can run faster than a mount, yes. Rogues have a lot of movement. At Outlaw, you have grapple, big sprint. The sprint is not an Outlaw thing, though. It's just like a rogue thing in general. Layson walking in with everything. Rosie walking in with almost everything. It's going to be a big dampener game. Rosie, I think, can win this. You just got to find a way to avoid Layson when he goes for a full bubble. But that Rift and everything available, shield dividends up for Layson playing super defensively. If Rosie can fade a stun, that would be huge too. Silence on a Layson is going to be very short. Faded for a second. Layson super low. Fear right after. He has to bubble it. Lay on hands is available. He does go for Lay. Trinket for Rosie. Goes in for a Rift. Does get interrupted. Still is able to reposition. Layson still has a Trinket in case he needs. Actually, no, he can't. He doesn't have a Trinket. Into a full disperse for Rosie. Can stop the damage, but he can't really heal. He can only just reset his damage a bit. He got a little bit until Fear is back up and available. Walk into Consecration with a slow is rough. It's going to be full PI, Void Rift. Layson backing up out of there without going for a C-Ring could be rough for him. Because he's just taking lots of damage and the Rift is still going to connect. Not much you can do there. Fear is available. Layson bubble. This is where Rosie just got to live. Trying to mass. No kick for Layson. Trying to go for a kick. Rosie just need to live a little longer. Next Fear. Oh, the hammer midair. Once he goes for Fear. That is so... Holy. It does clutch it. It does pull it off. Because he got hit with a Fear. That would have been a Fear. Stun. There's nothing he could do. That would have been perfect. But either it was like he sent a hammer as Bubble's about to fall off in hopes that maybe it'll do it. Or maybe it was like one of those Divine Toll hammer. Like the automatic one. I'm not even sure, to be honest. That was so close. That was so close. The fact that Lacey decided, I'm just not going to kick any cast. I'm not going to try to kick a mass dispel. Probably was the right play. Because then you could just put pressure onto the priest to try to juke. And you're like, try to juke, trying to live. That's about all you can do. That is crazy. What is it, tossing me an invite? Yo. My bodies? Do we look for more body shot or do we call it here? Because DDoS and stuff has been... Is anybody feeling the DDoS still? I guess it would be a better question. Or is it still all kinds of jank? Or are you good? Juro? Mother welcome to. Mother welcome to my guy. Nope. No, not feeling DDoS? Okay, we'll just keep going then. I'm cool with that. Rosie, lead, and Conan said he's ready, so we'll just send it again. We'll go to, I don't know, Dalaran sewers. Sure. Heart of the Wild doesn't give damage reduction, it gives extra health for Druid. Does it? I thought it gave a little bit of DR. Depending on the spec. I thought it was like you get a little bit of DR from Bear. You get no mana or reduced mana cost and some more healing for rest of spells and like some physical damage buff. But I guess I'm wrong on that. I didn't realize then. I didn't know. Haven't seen one since last two games? Alright. So they did get it fixed up, I guess, huh? Alright, Blizzard. Let's see how it is. Couldn't have done that from when we started the stream. Yeah, could have had it all stable from the get-go. Is this still alert in BNet or did they take it off? Oh no, that alert in BNet is gone. Okay, it was just like, alright, just a 5 p.m. DDoS. Okay, and we're good after 6. But get a couple more games in, and then I do have to get some food. Because I am hungry, and I still got stuff to work on. I got weeklies to do. I got keys to grind. I want to do my solo stuff. All that. Switch. Got ourselves hockey over for the team one, ready to go. We got Rosie. First one? No? Chicago? Zero? Somebody's got to go first. Is it TP? It is going to be Word. Dude, try to see if we can get himself a bit of a rematch here. What's giving you that sparkly effect, by the way? I mean, the red lights, that's a adrenaline rush, but there was like a little bit extra like sparkle around your abilities as well. Does get immediately knocked by Chicago unless you have a grapple hook on standby instantly. There's just not much you can really do in that situation. Immediate kill spree by Word. Chicago having to go for a wall, does go for a bloodlust. This is an opportunity for you to turn this around. Evasion up for Word. I don't really know if you can evade some of those like magic strike abilities. Stun does go for a full cloak of shadows. Does going to give him a complete reset with those totems into a kidney. Onto Chicago has a trinket available, but their health is just not completely out of the woods. Kill spree onto Bulwark, does it a bust into the shield. Chicago super low, but barely keeping himself just narrowly alive. We're still also super low. Oh, what? I'm sorry. What? What was that? Was that a frost shock? I honestly thought like, okay, it's really close. It could be anyone's game. I didn't think Chicago would just take like, what, 10% of health into 0. In like a global. He like pushed him. He like put his hands out and pushed him and the guy fell over. Aizen giving Chicago at least a proper honor duel. Here's like, oh, you good, guy? That was a close one. I'll let you get your quick reset so we can have a quick, clean game. Chicago's given that opportunity. No trinket though. No Adrenaline racial, which is a significant bit of healing. Drop it down the stone totem, try to see if you can lock down Azal. Unless you take down totem, it's going to be second stun. Shield of it is going to help you quite a lot, but a primordial storm sends you going, and then Chicago sends you flying with the thunderstorm on top of it. You got not only primordial storms, but thunderstorms. That's a lot of storms in one class, man. Just storming through all of the homies over on team 2. The Chicago got himself a bit of damn walls back up and available, and if you time it correctly, yeah, steering glare is going to hurt a bit. I'm wondering if there's going to be a wall, or if Chicago just going to try to see if you can play here. Because unless you have a stun with wings, that would be very, very dangerous. Chicago does see wings, does respond with a wall. So for Azan, he may need Spell Warden. He may need to bubble. Some of Chicago's damage is strike damage. Elemental strike, lightning strike, nature strike, fire strike, frost strike. Strike part goes through the Spell Warden. It will go through it. Because technically is a physical way to connect. Does go for a stun. Aza may need a bubble here. Does go for the bubble. Chicago does not have a burrow underground. Does have at least a little bit of shielding from those totems. Just for being totemic. As long as there's a totem around, it can give you just a small shield. Allows it to separate from Aza for a second. He does need a lot of recovery. Mana is available. He does need a lot of it though. A lot of it. Next Hodge might be really, really deadly. Unless you have an out. Trinket is available. You need some kind of a go right now. You don't have a lot of health to work with. You just, oh, that is rough. I think he just set up a Primordial to go into Primordial Storm. Just trying to see if he can recover. Not much you can do. Leon hands out, but TP is not giving up at all. Trying to go for a kick. Does not connect with the sun to follow him. As long as you have a way to stop the Searing Glare, you might be okay. I don't know if they're connected. He did connect. When I see the stars above the heads, that's how you know it missed. It does go in for a quick execute. God. Execute animation was super satisfying, man. Gotta love the whole like new obliteration or condemn animation they did. I guess it's technically condemn from Shadowlands, right? I love those visceral animations, man. Just absolutely just takes a sword, or I guess you could do an axe or a mace and just absolutely crushes it. Just absolutely over the shoulder. Just glorious. Absolutely gorgeous looking. I love that. Spear onto Jade does not even let him go anywhere. Technically, you could, since the images are over there, if you go for like spinning crane kick or even the conduit, that still will connect. At least I'm pretty sure. Big demolish off of that karma. Just trying to see if you can keep the pressure going. Jade does go for a bit of the what's it called? Thunderfist? Big damage out by the warrior, just absolutely crushing it. Just toppling the guy over. That is rough, man. That's rough. Conan, second to last over for the G2. I like how Conan so far has gone through like a full phase, man. He's got full Ivory Warrior, Blue Alliance look. Now he's like the Red Riding Hood with a battle axe. That damage? Yeah. Yeah. Arms Warriors with the Mortal Strikes. They did a pretty nice job buffing them up. The Mortal Strikes hit really, really hard. Every single time you get one to connect. It's like a really big chopper of a class. Spear out by Conan. TP does not get dissuaded from chasing Conan. Is going to be full burst with a defensive out for Conan. Unless TP can stop a lot of damage, does go for disarm. This gives an opportunity to get aggressive. For Conan, it's a lot of his offensive power, but he's having to back away while he's disarmed. And as soon as he wants to get back in there on top of the other warrior guy, he just cannot. Fear does Zerk Rage out of it, summon to Conan. That's why at least you don't have a parry to worry about here. So Conan can get a decent bit of healing with TP. If he goes in for like a Bloodthirst heavy spam build, might be able to at least keep himself alive here for a decent bit. Should have a better sustained damage. Plays some on a TP that is going to be doing a lot of damage with unhinged with this Mortal Strikes flying out. Just shaking the heads, dude. The crows go flying as it does take him out. That is rough. With Layson, last man left over for Team 2. Literally your worst matchup. Good luck. I salute you. Whatever happens, unless you just bail. Whatever happens, unless you just... Wait, is this switcheroo? Are they trying to make a swap? Is it like, hey, you're doing hockey now. I don't want to duel you. Is that what's happening? Is that what's going on? Or is he dueling Rosie? Or is he dueling Rosie? Layson is confused, dude. He's just trying to figure out, like, who am I dueling? Okay, I guess Rosie? I guess Rosie? You know what? I'm actually okay with it. I'm okay with it. Because the man would rather not fight a paladin if you can help it, so at least he's letting someone else play, right? At least somebody's getting some games in. Gotta be Rosie versus Layson. Mad burst by the priest, forcing Layson to go for a bubble. Rosie looking for a massive spell from a distance. Does go for Dark Ascension. Layson hasn't even been able to recover whatsoever. He doesn't have lay on hands or nothing. He hasn't played super defensively. He does blind Rosie for a second. But once he has himself full combo, Fear... Trinket, kick, hold on. Rosie just goes in for heals, doesn't get the dots in, full void charge, everything is available. Layson, how do you live this? Is Lay on Hands going to be back up? I don't even know if it is. I don't even know if it is going to be back up. Does get it, last second. Rosie, no disperse available. Does get Aegis Brocken. Oh, I don't know if you have a stun soon. Oh, interrupted on Holy. That is a rough. Literally half a second away from a stun. Half a second away. That is tough. Laser goes in for full recovery. That was a Lay on Hands and a bubble. And I think the team is now trying to figure out, like, wait, who's going to go next? Zero is getting set down to give him a chance here. Only thing he's got to worry about is a Blessing of Protection. Lace is sitting down for some mana. This man needs some water after that one. I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you. Rosie wanted to do a Layson? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I think after that last match, he was probably like, you know what? I want to try to see if we can get a proper rematch. I just want to go. I just want to get a proper shot here. That's a tough one, man. Shadowprince and Pally is a lot closer than it used to be. That one could have gone either way, honestly. Big damage out for Zero. Bob for Layson. Cannot stop some of that magic damage. That slice and wind. Almost took his head off. That thing is a pure nature damage hit. Layson barely survived it. Zero does get back in there instantly. He just charging in. Does get blinded for a second. Gives Layson an opportunity. He's got some pot shots on the guy. Into a reversal on the... Can't he just reverse the blind onto Layson? Or is that not a thing? Trinket out for blind. Karma to fall. Layson is just... Yeah, Layson did not give it a chance there with the buck. He's like, you know what? I see a Pally. I can take him. I'm going to take him real quick. Get him out of here. Well done, well done. Lots of touching his Pallies. They're not an easy class. Let's be honest here. Not an easy one to win up against. And honestly, I feel like that game could have went either way, right? I mean, you had a stun coming up in last second. If you stunned, that's an opportunity to either have a go, or at least just a breather, catch up a little bit of healing, maybe follow with a fear afterwards, right? Because they're basically both up around same time. So there would have been another CC combo. So that would have been actually pretty solid. How can I say last game? Like, this next game is last game, or like that one we just played was like the last one? Like, does he want to do one more, or is he done? Because with hockey, we could probably make this next one last one. Conan, let me know if you got 5. Definitely not easy to 1v1. Gotta get every 30 seconds so many defenses. Yeah. He wants to play it back? Okay, run it back. We can run it back. Conan, let me know if you're good. We'll go another than a grand. Last one. Nice. Conan, let me know if your team is all set. I will just send it real quickly. Going to feel like you have a more wet napkin after Tuesday. Yeah, same, honestly. Same. Ready. Beautiful. Neat. Let's get another one done. Last one for the night, boys. And then we'll call it there. Because I've been hungry for a decent bit. I don't eat lunch anymore. That's my problem. I need to go back to just eating lunches. Instead, I just work, get footage, do research, all that. Damage is good. Just can't take a hit. If it makes you feel any better, my class won't be that good to play after the 25th. Yeah, that faint damage reduction is going to be pretty rough. Honestly. I am very surprised that nerfing only Outlaw. I mean, not like a lot of people are playing the float like a butterfly talent. Most people are playing Sting like a bee instead, just for that kidney shot damage amp. So I'm kind of surprised. But yeah, I guess they're just trying to like counter the constant uptime. Young PTR was like the main enhancement so squishy. Yeah, and I feel like the only way they can buff their defenses, the way they've done so far is like, let's just buff Healing Surge. That'll be good enough. I'm just like, really? Okay. Twitch. After they took away AG, that was a little rough. Hockey over for the team 1, ready to go. I like how you all lined up on your mounts here. We got us as Rosie, we got us as Zero. Chicago gonna be first up. TP executes on the back, and oh, Hockey's hanging out with the other boys. We got Jay Leon over on that side. We got Word, we got us as Azon, Layson, and Conan versus Chicago as the first one's out for the night, man. Love to see it. I'm actually interested to see how hard enhancement is gonna hit. I know that you guys are, I mean, that Healing Surge bump by 50% probably going to be slightly helpful. Not exactly what enhancement wants to see out of the class, but a little helpful. I thought for a second there was a Blaze to Monocona that you stunned up. I was going to say for a second, when did that change? That's just a random proc. He went back to the Slayer Fury. Actually, I think it was always Slayer Fury Warrior. Got himself a quick charge. Stormbolt, knockback, big Elder Bloods from Reducence. Got himself a bit of a Reflect, but an Earth Elemental is not going to let you get any second wind healing whatsoever. I just tried to go for an execute on top of getting the procs of executes. Why are your executes red, by the way? What causes them to be red? Is that a glyph? Code and leap it away completely. Does go for a quick charge, but after close to Chicago, maybe could go for a kick. That's going to be a big Primordial. That's going to be a big Primordial Storm on top of it. Trying to stop it as best as possible. Even Spirit Reflect helps to reduce some of that damage, even a little bit. Does give him just enough survivability to stay on top of Chicago. Charge in with a big heal on top of it. Chicago just looking for a bit of a reset right now. For Conan, he's in a decent spot. As long as Chicago does not have a big cooldown, this way he can make some big damage happen. Blaze somewhere after Bloodthirst back-to-back, but Chicago got himself a hard stopper at the end there. I don't exactly know what he hit him with. Was that a Frost Shock, Ice Knife, Lightning Bolt, Ellie Blast? I'm not even sure, but it just took him out. Layson gonna be second one up and running, or for the team too. This guy so far I feel like has had to go last for a couple of matches in a row, dude. So now you can play no dampening, no worries, no issues, can properly shine brightly, man. And Chicago giving at least a proper honor duel here. Yeah, Healing Surge on as a defensive crowd as well. Exactly. Yeah, I like the Mad Burst out for Chicago. That's exactly what they're trying to nerf in a bit, man. They're trying to give him more sustained damage, but trying to nerf that combo real quick. That's going to be interesting. Lasso out for Chicago. Layson does try to see if he can back up out of the handle for him just to keep himself moving. Try to avoid the stun, but the stun totem connects either way. If only Chicago had a setup there with a, I don't know, heroism, certain totem, everything available. Still doing a lot of damage to Layson. Shield of it is up, maybe looking for a lay enhance here, maybe even a bubble. Try to see if you can save off some damage. Stun Chicago does go for a knock. Look at that totem, dude. Firing fireballs. Look at that thing. Oh, it does go knock it as long as Lason's not up behind the pillar. This is an opportunity for Chicago just to do some damage from distance. Certain totem down, doing a bit of damage. Especially if you can pull Layson towards you. On top of the certain totem, that could just add so much extra additional damage. I kind of wish the totem posted a little bit more aggressively in PvP. You know what I mean? Because it's like, because you could kind of waddle away from it pretty easily. Layson trying not to get interrupted. Lassa to fall. Chicago does not have a kick for a bit. Surgeon Totem and that Lassa does do a number of damage there though. Knockback is available. Searing Glare to follow. There's an opportunity for Layson to maybe break through the Chicago's health bar, but that wall stops a lot of that go. And Layson, he does have a lane. Pretty sure. He does have the totems to avoid for a second. He does have a bubble, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. I wish it fixed lane in hand so I could at least could track it, because otherwise I can't tell. I'm kind of like guessing. I'm going to keep that like in my personal memory. Blind to follow. I was thinking maybe it was Searing Glare. Does he still have Searing? Because if he's low enough for Chicago maybe land a kick big burst, that could still be a potentially a go. Does go for a knock, getting super low, like the last one for a second. Not a lot of health to work with. Into the dot damage from the Paladin is enough to put pressure, but comes around with a quick hammer, knocking him down. That is rough, man. That is rough. Whole system frozen to the duel. Had a reason if you see. Oh no. Oh man. I'm sorry about that, Coden. Sorry about that, bud. Rosie is given an opportunity. Wait, is Hockey gonna run up to Rosie? No, he's just crossing over. Rosie's given another opportunity to have a 1v1 with Layson. And actually he's walking in with everything but trinkets. That's the one thing he's lacking. But he has everything, so it's as close to an honor duel as you can really get it. But not quite. But not quite. But he does have some stuff to work with at the very least. So this is an opportunity for Rosie to maybe make a bit of a comeback here. Does go for Blessing Insect ahead of time in case Rosie goes in for a setup. Does go for a Trinket stun. Everything is up onto Layson. Full burst. He goes for Shield of Vengeance. Rosie does go full PI. Pet is available. Dark Ascension does go for a quick board, even though he gets interrupted. At the very least, that racial doesn't lock you out when you get locked out on Shadow, right? Imagine if you couldn't use it when you get locked out on Shadow, dude. That would have been rough. That would have been rough. Pretty sure certain racials work like that, though. Like the Lightforge one. You locked out a light, you couldn't send out the beam. Dark Ascension is available. Blind before he can really get a setup. It's going to be a beaten blind by Layson. Rosie just needs to delay the damage up until a little bit later. Stun to follow, unless you can pre-fade that. That is tough. And Layson trying to see if he can avoid the shot up his burst as best as he can. There's still an opportunity for you to go for a proper rift. If he goes from behind the pillar, maybe a quick stun. Rift, dump into a couple DPs. For Rosie, this is still a winnable situation. Does go for a full stun. Rosie does go full Void Torrent. Layson with the human racial, break it away. Hand of Freedom Horse is available. Fear as he gets hit with a spell, Blessing of Saint to try to reduce the duration of the fear even by a little. Rosie with a fade for a second. Sounds on Layson so you can't go for a stun. Big burst on Layson, bubble right after. Rosie has Disperse, does go for Disperse. And Layson, does he have a stun? Most likely has a Hodge available, right? Most likely he does. I don't know what Rosie can do here. I don't know if Fade is available. He has a Fear very soon. He could Fade. Fear Layson. He does maybe have a lay on hands, Hodge around the pillar, nothing he could do. Searing Glare to follow. It is just going to give Layson an opportunity just to continue some punishment. Does not have at least a Wake of Ashes with it. Does get hit with the Fear. Dark Ascent. Is that a full go? Another full go? Because that could be the end. That could be the end of Layson. Lay on hands still. I'm pretty sure it's available. Stun to follow right after. Rosie got him so low. I don't think he had a lay on hands. Or if he did, he just didn't have a trinket to get out of the stun. That is rough. But Rosie does bring it back either way. Well done with Jade going to be up next. Fear coming up very soon, so Rosie can maybe make a Fear work here. Does have Siphoned, maybe just Siphoned Fear, slow just run away from Jade. Void Operation in the bottom minute. But he's really just got to kind of wait it out. He knows that when he goes for Fear, it's just going to be immediate Trinket, and Jade is just going to be like open to do all kinds of damage to Rosie. Unless you can go Fear into maybe a stun, and then maybe a Siphon slow, and then get away, and then go for a full rift. Then you can make someone work. Stun in a few seconds though, so you might just need to wait. Actually, putting yourself out in the open like this may not be the worst either. Yeah, may not be the worst. All you gotta do is get some dots on the guy. Now he's walking at you, stun. It's probably gonna be a trinket. Or not, you're just gonna be full channel, everything is available. Does he have anything to follow up Karma? I don't know if you could have faded it. That would be massive. That Fear, Karma is still gonna reverse a lot of the damage, but for Rosie, you're just gonna get some distance. Flay Insanity 1, Flay Insanity 2. A lot of the Karma damage sticking down on him. Fade for a second just to get away. Was that just dots? Or was that just dots? Or was that like a Battle Master Trinket that fell off there? Huh. Because I know the Shadow Priest dots can do a little bit of damage. I don't really see them trucking people like that on Affliction Warlock. That might have been Battle Master Trinket and the dots like taking them out, right? Is the last one we're doing? Most likely Chicago, yeah. Most likely. We're giving Rosie a chance to fully recover, at least on the mana up here. He got wind poison this time around, so he does have everything. He got rotted? Yeah, basically. Basically. There's no... I know that DPs do a lot of damage, but I don't think I had DPs on him. Unless it was like a rift that I didn't see that exploded at the end, which might have been it. That might have been what happened, actually. I'm not even sure then. Trinket out for Rosie, does go for a stun. Where Trinket's in? Kidney shot to follow? Could be a fear. On the killing spree, that's huge right now. Rosie picking up a little bit of healing. Knows that the rogue is going to try to get aggressive. And so does the fear ends. Goes in for advantage. Rift is still on him. Chasing after him. Does get himself a little bit of healing with a void operation. Trying to see if he can get the hell out of dodge. Trying to go for a cast. Cloaking shot is for Word right now. Maybe looking for disperse. Does juke a kick. Perfect opportunity for you to cast a bunch of flash shield to keep himself alive. Got himself another shadow crash. Dark Ascension. Trying not to get kicked. Disperse. Oh, it was good disperse. He has a lot of cooldowns online. He has a fear that he could follow up with a rogue and potentially lots of damage. Kidney though. Oh, it's over. Yeah, it is over. He had a fear. He had one ready. That is rough. Bladestorm out for TP. I don't really know what work can do in this situation. Void Operational is going to be able to void up to him. Yeah. That is rough. That is rough. With being last one. Damn. Oh, that's close, man. I love when those get a little close, man. Just a little close. Spear down onto the bed, just walking out of there. I like how TP decided, you know what? If you can't beat paladins, join them. I'm a paladin, guys. Surely. Yeah. Surely I'm a paladin. Wait, what? Or no, I think he decided, yeah, I'm gone. I don't want to fight a pally. I don't want to fight a pally. I don't want to do it. Just end me. Just end this, please. For Azen, at least it's a freebie. Is Zero next or Hawk next? One of you guys gotta come. One of you guys gotta go next. You know, now that I look at the whole Shadowlands set, like towards the tail end, I actually like parts of it, like that helm. I kind of don't like how you can see the eyes, but like when you can't see the eyes and it's just like a veil of just like holy pixels. I guess if you take off Moonkin form or Star form, you'll be able to see what I mean. But like that veil of like holy pixels kind of looks cool. Kind of looks cool. It doesn't look like WoW really. It looks too futuristic, but it kind of looks dope at the same time. You know what I mean? Like it's really neat. Gonna be a full trees on the side. Does that thing even do a lot of damage? Oh, they're beating him up quite a decent bit. Hold on a second. Trees are. Look at him punching. Look at him go, dude. Look at him go, dude. The broccoli gets a punch to him. Full silence, root onto Azen. He doesn't really have a way to get himself out of there. And that's going to be maybe a bit of burst for Hawk and Azen. Just try to see if he can keep the pressure rolling in with a full immunity to magic damage. Unless Hawk can go for a melt stun, he can't really peel this guy off from full blind right after with his searing glare. Main to use everything to survive here. Bear from Heart of the Wild. Yeah, Heart of the Wild, big heals. That has got everything, man. Everything. Bash to follow as he just tried to see if he can leap out of the way. But Azen has up plenty of damage. Still got a bubble. Convoke the Spirits does help him recover a little bit of health. But Hockey, unless he can get a full root silence combo, he had to force a bubble out of him. There goes a bubble. Doesn't have a meld. Try to see if he can back himself out of there into a stun. It's over. It is over. It is a rough one, though. The broccoli do quite a bit of damage, though. That's not bad at all. Wait, did that entire team just get rezzed? I guess. All right. Well, you guys can hang out. But you guys are dead. At the very least, Zero is going to be last one left. Aza just trying to see if he can cover a bit of health. At least the team is letting him get a proper honor duel here as the music decided to just stop. Thank you, Blizzard. Very cool. Laxia to follow. Azen got nothing left. I think it's over, right? Yeah, it's just lights. Lay on hands. Hold on. Is it still in play? Zero did take a bit of damage, though. Azen tried to see if he could get some range damage from afar. Quick port for Zero. As he got himself a bit of that forward brood, trying to see if he can use that defensively. Azen, Searing Glare, trying to get interrupted. Does not avoid a kick. Actually, there was no kick from Zero. Trying to see if he can reverse that blind back into Azen. Is that what happened there? Slice and Wins does a decent bit of damage for Azen. It's still kind of low. Hodge reflected on a stun. I think for Azen it's lights. I think that's how Karma kills you. Karma kills you. Literally dead to a Karma. Holy. Rosie does pick up 2. Azen picking up 2. Lacey picking up at least 1. Nice. Not bad, not bad. You ever dead? Yeah. Those trees are kind of aggressive. They are, man. They are. I kind of wish they last a little longer, or maybe have like a second charge or something so you could use them more regularly. So you could feel like a Grow Guardian, but like I guess it's cool, right? I guess it's neat. I just feel like the whole Guardian of the Grove, Keeper of the Grove, what do we call it, for druids? I feel like that just the class fantasy doesn't quite like, you don't quite feel it. You know what I mean? Like some specs, hero specs have like a really cool class fantasy behind it, like Colossus Warrior, big demolish, or like a lightning and thunder as a mountain thing, right? But that one, like, you just don't really notice the flavor, right? The Rift is the Void Priest. That's really cool, you know. Karma caught up with him, basically. Wildstruck is one you don't notice at all. True. I mean, I guess they get like more cat abilities, but yeah, just like vines growing. Like, it should have given them like some really cool, like when you go cat form and you go for like a bite, that animation should be a little different or something. Or maybe like if you go Swiftmend as a Wildstalker droid, it gives you a different animation. Maybe make like vines grow or something. I don't know. Like something extra, something like visual. Right, just some extra, just a little bit, because like just growing these vines that you don't really notice. Yeah, it's kind of lame. Maybe in the future they'll end up adjusting them or whatever, right? But yo, I think with that we're gonna call it, though, boys. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thank you for popping in and joining in the doors. We're gonna be back. I want to stream Monday. I have a lot of projects I gotta do. Okay, Monday is still a day off for the time being. At some point, I promise you, one of these days I am gonna come on and stream Monday. Did I do that recently? What if Rachel comes in the clutch with I'm blowing myself out? Yeah, it's pretty good. Turn the choose into a single ancient that does quadruple the damage. It was wait, take here, it doesn't fall over. Yeah, something like that would be cool. Yeah, something neat. Did you screw the DDoSes? Yeah, for real, dude. What a way to start the duels with a bunch of DDoSes on Team NA. But I liked it. I had a lot of fun. I am hungry though as hell, because streaming this late, yeah, I didn't. I gotta do better at eating lunch, man. I'm taking care of myself, honestly. Chat, you guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks for popping in. You guys are gorgeous. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate ya. I'm gonna go get some grub. You guys do too. Keep yourself healthy. All that good stuff. Yeah. You and me, Colin. You and me, man. You and me. Next week, man. Next week. Yeah, we're gonna do more duels next week, though, boys. Also, I'm very excited about these class changes. The tuning. I think that's gonna be really cool. Already got some depending on how hard everything hits, I definitely want to go and highlight some stuff. If anything is gonna be like really wild out of nowhere. But you guys have a good one. And I'll catch all of you in the next one, boys. Alrighty? Alrighty. Peace.